rebellious giant. Turning tables, flipping scripts, no more patience for the tempest fits. Console wars, digital screens, John's tearing down those so-called dreams. Plugged into a power he can't ignore, 1,000 roars behind every door. But John's tried steady pace, staying true. He'll show the patrons what one voice can do. Ain't no pawn on the board. Finger raised to the sky like a sharpened sword. Raging against the noise, standing strong and defiant. XboxEra's voice, a rebellious giant. No pawn on the board. Finger raised to the sky like a sharpened sword. Raging against the noise, standing strong and defiant. XboxEra's voice, a rebellious giant. Grinding hard, no time to play. Controllers click clack like typewriter in his day. Podcast king, he don't need no rest. 6 days a week through the digital quest. Sleepless nights, blue light in his eyes. Console lit brighter than the skies. Threads and tweets, he's undefeated. In the Xbox era, his work never depleted. Jesse's the man, the legend in the game. Never slowing down, powering through the pain. From the break of dawn till midnight call. In the crime, he outshines them all. Now sees the man, the legend in the game. Never slowing down, powering through the pain. From the break of dawn till midnight call. Working the grind, he outshines them all. Silent but deadly, his impact be vast. Jesse's the future, forgetting the past. Game reviews, insights, he's always first. Keeps the community from a knowledge thirst. Coffee in hand, pixels on his mind. Gears and Halo, futures designed. Modded servers, the sound of success. In the console wars, he's the press. Jesse's the man, the legend in the game. Never slowing down, powering through the pain. From the break of dawn till midnight call. Working the grind, he outshines them all. 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 Coffee in hand, pixels on his mind. Gears and Halo, futures designed. Modded servers, the sound of success. In the console wars, he's the press. Jesse's the man, the legend in the game. Never slowing down, powering through the pain. From the break of dawn till midnight call. Working the grind, he outshines
date. XboxEra won't be late. Starting up at 7. EDT heaven. My stream lights aglow. All the gamers you know. Tune in, don't be shy. Let your wallet fly. Sub-a-thon, go, go, go. Watch and donate, money flow. Pixels dance on screen, let's make it a scene. All day we'll play and cheer. Play games without a fear. Join the fun, unite as one, till the sub-a-thon's done. Grab your snacks and drinks. Share the links with all your links. Let's make this stream a dream. So loudly we'll scream. Sub-a-thon, go, go, go. Watch and donate, money flow. Pixels dance on screen, let's make it a scene.
XboxEra is about to enter its 5th year, and that's all thanks to you. If you're new here, let me fill you in. XboxEra is a platform for the Xbox community with best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and of course XboxEra.com, chock full of the latest news, reviews and more, all focused on your favourite platform, Xbox. It's every Xbox fan's gateway to the best of XboxEra. Our incredible podcasts listened to in over 50 countries across the planet, our own digital store for games and codes, our merch store for the coolest of Xbox threads, and of course Day One, where you can track, rate and discuss your favourite games on Xbox Game Pass. XboxEra is built for you, and it's completely funded by you. If you value having a publication truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can support us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us build the next 5 years of XboxEra. Thank you for your support. Despite the fact that the team running XboxEra haven't been to journalism school, we're still lucky enough to be supported by some incredible people. While we adore all of our patrons, we have to give a very special shout out to our executive producers who go above and beyond for this team, allowing us to achieve so much more than we could without them. Top, Not Jack, Mohammed Sherez, Kevin S, Korkenstein, Jordan White, Jordan Landau, Frankie C, Devin H, Brit, Assassin Entertainment, and our grand benefactors, Torn Raptor and Crowd56. You guys are fucking awesome, and we love you. If you want to become legend like this lot, head to patreon.com/XboxEra. Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 222 of the XboxEra podcast. We're here to talk about all of the latest in gaming from across the industry, but overall, we're focused on your favorite platform, Xbox. If you love what we do, you can support us directly by heading to patreon.com/XboxEra or by becoming a YouTube member right here on the channel. And as always, keep your eyes peeled on XboxEra.com for all the latest and greatest in Xbox news. I have to do several things before I can even introduce the rest of the panel, and that is call out our fantastic Patreon and YouTube community, but especially grand benefactors, Torn Raptor and Crowd56. You guys are fucking awesome.
And in 30 seconds, Nick is going to yell at you for not thanking patrons.
Yeah.
I'm
like
sorry,
last
Nick.
week,
I
even
went
though
back to
did.
last week. He did call out and thank the patrons, and then you yelled at him 30 seconds later saying you didn't. So I'm going to call you out.
I watched it back too.
And you're wrong. As always, I'm joined by the man that is often wrong, Special Nick.
What's going on?
And the video game playing machine and fountain of industry knowledge, it's Jesse.
I'll take
Come
the
on,
first one. The second one is fountain of guy who reads other people that actually know stuff for the most part. Hello.
Google expert.
Yes. Not even Google anymore. It's just friggin' knowing the
AI
few
expert.
sites and places where to go, because Google is so bad. They are the only
Everything's
place
bad.
you can get any new Reddit, because everyone knows if you're looking for information on the internet lately, you have to then type plus Reddit at the end to have any chance, because everything else is just a smorgasbord of shitty paid results that drives me crazy. But hey, I'm recovered. I was really tired this morning. I think I slept from like 1:30 a.m. until noon, so quite a while. But yeah, it was a fun day yesterday.
It was a fun day, Nick, and you came in and streamed I think gave Jesse a break and streamed
I
like
told him-
6 hours of Rocket League.
Yeah, I
right?
told him to take a break and go eat and do whatever, and I'll stream for a bit.
Nice, very nice.
I was still there
Stream
pretty
was
much
like-
the whole time, making sure the stream worked. But yes, I just wasn't on camera
nice.
performing. It was nice.
Yeah, I streamed for just under 6 hours, I think.
Yeah,
And I
we
think I've
went
got-
with that part 2, which is up in most countries, but not all, because Nick did play, of course, Rocket League and Fortnite, which had a lot of copyright music in it.
Licensed
so,
music.
Yeah, so I'm
And-
slowly but surely muting all of those segments so it can be seen in every country again.
And Deadpool and Wolverine came out on Fortnite while just before I started streaming, so I bought those live on stream, and Jesse had to quickly Jesse had to sort of shut off.
I shut off my feed of
You're
You're
your
just showing
Twitch
the
stream.
internet your credit
So-
card info.
Yeah, so pretty much
because
Nick was
certain information comes up.
yeah,
when
he
I
was
do
going to
that,
buy
so
V-Bucks on Xbox, and I had to very quickly turn off. So with Nick streaming, he just streamed to his personal Twitch channel, and I just had that rolling on my computer and showed it. And I very quickly turned that off when it was popping up and just giving his last 4 of his credit card and email and everything. So it was like, come on, Nick.
I had to buy Deadpool and Wolverine. I could not
Of
buy
course.
Deadpool.
And then you
Yes.
bought more in
I leaked them.
Rocket League. Not as much.
Yeah, I bought
but some,
Deadpool's.
yeah.
Well, I already had credit in Rocket League, so I just bought the Deadpool goal explosion. But yes, I leaked Deadpool and Wolverine coming to Fortnite. Or sorry, obvious guess that was coming to Fortnite.
You threw everything at the wall, some spaghetti sticks.
Yeah, I throw it all
Yeah.
at the wall.
The spaghetti's cooked; it will stay up there.
Yeah.
But hey, before we get into the news, and I know you want to talk more about Deadpool and Wolverine,
what a movie!
let's
No
hold-
spoilers.
Cool your jets. Cool your jets. No spoilers for anyone listening. It has to be just said. A big, massive, enormous, ridiculous thank you to the Patreon community, the XboxEra community as a whole, every single person of the, I think, over 100 people that donated to our Gamescom fund that helped us make it possible to go.
That's still going.
It is still nuts. Like, we are blown away by the support that you guys have all made happen, and it's extremely exciting to be able to do all of this stuff. So I don't think I can word it any better than that. Like,
And that PayPal
thank you
is
so
still
much.
going. 'Cause it'll go through through Gamescom itself. Because anyone curious what it was, we did a subathon yesterday for, God, what was it? About 18 and a half hours or so, roughly, straight, to try and raise money for our very expensive trip to go to Gamescom. So we've gotten way more than we thought we would. Our actual, the money spent was the goal, but we were never really expecting to hit the whole thing. But we've made over £5,500 out of the $8,000. We're really spending a lot more than that now. But the $8,000 for our travel and everything. So It'll still be up there if you feel like contributing anything. $2, like any little bit, super helpful. But otherwise, just being here and hanging out with us. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will be doing the first ever in person here at XboxEra HQ live show from the front room with the whole team, which is going to be a laugh. I was saying that we should probably do like a live stream Smash face off, Smash Brothers, because why not? Same screen Smash. Be fun.
Yeah. I'm not a Smash guy, but to have fun with the community, I'll probably wreck you all.
Yeah, just turn it on just for that moment. And we'll do some other surprises as well. So there's plenty to look forward to over the coming weeks. But yeah. Now, look, Nick, you're dying to talk about it. So do you want to do, instead of for what we've been playing, do you want to just talk about your Deadpool experience?
I mean, I've been playing stuff too.
Do you want to do
I was
both?
playing for 6 hours yesterday. I was playing for 6 hours yesterday.
Do you want to do both?
I can do both. In terms of games, outside of what I streamed yesterday, which was all old games, I did a lot of Resident Evil 4. I don't know why I'm back into that game. Out of nowhere, I just decided I wanted to play it because it's been sitting in my quick resume for about... So I looked at my save file when it was last... You know how it's got the dates on it. The last time I played Resident Evil 4 was January. So it's been sitting in my quick resume for 6 months. That's through power outages, through getting unplugged, through... Like, quick resume is just ridiculous. And I just decided... I felt like playing it, and now I'm like full back into it. I beat it, started New Game Plus, and I'm just playing Resident Evil 4 again for some reason. But in terms of new, I played the Marvel Rivals beta. Jesse got me a code for it, and of course immediately picked Iron Man and went to start playing the Marvel Rivals beta. And I don't know, man. It's not
going to help you a lot because I think he's one of the weaker. Like, one of the main problems with Marvel Rivals right now is the balancing is way off. So, like, if you've got a favorite you want to be, and they're not the meta at the moment, aka they're not Scarlet Witch, then yeah, it's around, along with, I think you said it didn't feel great. Like, I don't think he's super strong right now.
No. It's not, but it's not even about the fact that he's weak. The feel of the game at the moment isn't the greatest, unless it just is purely Iron Man. But in the tutorial, you play as the Punisher, a little bit as Hulk, and Rocket, Raccoon. Even they don't feel that great. I don't know. It's just... And Iron Man's flying feels odd. Time to kill's probably a bit too long, just like Concord. But
it can be extremely fast if you're like Hela or Scarlet Witch. They can kill people in like under a second. So that's where a lot of that balancing comes from. Yeah, I saw people just like, if you double ping someone in the head with Hela, they're out. Scarlet Witch's ult can kill like everyone in a friggin' square block radius. It's
God,
it's not super well balanced right now.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed. I was hoping to really, really enjoy it, just because it's Marvel, and I could just play as Iron Man again until the real Iron Man game comes out. And I don't know, I was left underwhelmed by
just
it.
Whelmed. Whelmed?
Nah,
no, underwhelmed?
Yeah. Again, probably because I had high hopes and high expectations. But I didn't find myself enjoying it at all.
Yes.
Visually, though, I loved it. Visually looks great.
No, I like their art style.
of it.
Yeah, it's a cool one. I like the really destructibility in the environments too. I think that's a nice change up from a lot of the other juggernauts. So I do think a big part of it is just going to come down to them figuring out balancing, which is always far and away the hardest thing in all of these games.
I just overall make the time to kill shorter. Like, all these games coming out lately, they make Halo's time to kill look like COD. Like the finals, massive time to kill. Rivals, massive time to kill. Concord, massive time to kill. It's like, come on, man, get that shit down a bit.
Well, you
Like-
might find if it's a beta that they might make adjustments to that kind of stuff before
Yeah, 'cause-
Rivals actually comes out.
Did the finals?
No, but the finals isn't COD. So like I'm not expecting
I know
them to.
they don't have to be COD. I'm just saying, like that's where it starts. It starts with the time to kill. You make that too long, just forget about it.
The
It
finals,
starts to
everyone's
become
the
not
same,
fun.
right? Like Marvel Rivals issue is the time to kill is very long on some DPS and incredibly short on other. So if you had played as Hela, if you had played as Scarlet Witch, you get play the game every time. Like it's a different experience.
I just realised Rivals has 3 classes, so light, medium, heavy. The heavy is a bullet sponge. The light can get wiped really, really quickly. So no, yeah, like, you know. So there is.
You're
some
never going to
difference
kill
there.
tanks super fast. Like that's
No.
one of the more annoying things that that has happened at times in Overwatch when certain characters were OP is just being able to 1 or 2 shot tank even if they're being healed. So that is the never ending balance of a hero shooter.
Oh well, I guess it won't be for me then.
Yeah,
Which
not
is a
every
shame.
game can be. You know, like I do feel for Concord a little bit, considering Rivals is coming out similar time period, right? Have the Rivals announced a release date yet? I can't
No.
recall.
I don't think so. They had only announced
So
these
it's just in a
betas.
beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with
Okay,
Valorant,
well.
which feels more out. They're calling it the Valorant Open Beta, but it's just like they're listed as Valorant in the Game Pass app on PC and on console now. It was a Game Pass release because Game Pass Ultimate only. Maybe the first Game Pass Ultimate only release in their minds because it is the Riot Perks deal where you can tie in your Riot account with Game Pass and get every operator. And in this one, you get 20% more experience for Valorant. So it's
Is
a tough...
Valorant a hero shooter as well?
Valorant is hero Counter-Strike. So if you want a short time to kill, that is your game. That is you shot someone in the head,
Okay,
they're gone.
good.
Yeah.
I'll give Valorant a go then.
And you
That's
will
for
get
sure.
every character, which is a huge thing you no longer have to grind or pay for. It's actually, it was like their biggest deal that most people in gaming coverage don't play the game, so they don't talk about it enough. But it was a big deal.
Oh, Valorant! I know that Valorant. I don't know anything, and I know that Valorant was huge on PC, like massive. And it does look cool and fun, so I hope it's good when I give it a go. But as long as that time to kill is down, like that's why I played Tactical Slayer in Halo, which, by the way, couldn't do yesterday because they've removed it. What the fuck?
No, you have to choose it in your match composer, but then if no one else is playing it, you'll never get a game.
No. It wasn't there to choose. Jesse was
Really?
watching. It wasn't there to
wasn't in it.
choose.
Wow.
It's
And
gone.
Husky Raid wasn't in there either.
Oof.
I'm like, what the fuck? How is SWAT not here? What do you mean? Oh, and even when I played ranked Slayer, it took like we were sitting there just watching a fucking screen wait for like minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I give up. Fuck off.
Speaking of Halo, Jake Sucky or Jake Lucky, whatever his
Jake
name-
Lucky.
Yeah, I think he's Jake Sucky on Twitter for some reason. There's an interview up with Soul Blazers and his brother, HCS Atlanta. Like, someone just tagged the XboxEra Twitter account because they're both wearing XboxEra t-shirts. I was just like,
Oh wow.
oh look,
Yeah, they
it's
drove
What was the-
18 hours from Toronto, so it was like they drove all the way down. Was the focus?
What was the context under which the interview was posted by him?
They were like, hey, these two brothers drove over 11 hours from Detroit to this Halo
11?
major. So we asked them what the best Halo of all time is. Halo 3, 5, and Infinite. Agree or disagree? It's our interview
wow.
of the day. So, yeah, it's kind of cool to see Soul Blazers just there.
Wait,
It was
they said the
pretty neat.
best Halos were 3, 5, and Infinite.
Their favorites, yeah. They are
5.
multiplayer focused. Yeah, they like Halo 5
5.
multiplayer. Halo 5 multiplayer.
Yeah, multiplayer was
Yeah,
great.
it's multiplayer focused when you're talking to Soul, especially Soul's brother.
Yeah, I know, but in the okay, obviously I haven't seen.
It's a
This is the first I'm
multiplayer
hearing about
tournament, so I'm going to assume it's multiplayer focused because they're
I mean,
at a Halo
okay.
tournament.
The context is best Halo. So, I don't know.
That's
you
what I'm
take it as
saying.
you
They're
will.
saying best Halo.
it's
so
not
I
really an
assume you
interview,
include
it's
the
like
entire
30
package. You include the entire package in that. Because yes, Halo 5 feels great to play, feels amazing to play. The multiplayer is fantastic, but that fucking campaign, Jesus.
Very forgettable.
It's not Halo 2 bad, but it's not far off.
My most played Halo is Halo 5 Warzone Firefight. I would come home from work and just play it all the time. I really loved that because I had a billion. I had a billion Warzone cards, but I didn't like using them in Warzone because if you die, it's just gone and somebody else gets this rare thing you had. But in Firefight, I could control that a hell of a lot better. It's like, oh, I'm using this rare Banshee. I'm going to make sure I don't die in it in 2 seconds type of thing. So it was a lot more fun.
Yeah.
SWAT in Halo 5 was, oh man, God, that was good.
It's just
so good.
It's the standard Halo cycle is when the current game is getting hated, suddenly the game before it is this pinnacle of Halo.
Why? I don't see people saying Halo 5's campaign was great now.
Just generally they talk about like multiplayer. I'm now talking about. It's always
but hold on.
Look at chat.
I disagree.
Nick, look at the most recent message in chat.
5 is peak, perfect game.
Oh, the multiplayer. I'm saying I loved Halo 5 multiplayer.
Campaign is
I
also
love Halo
very
5 multiplayer.
With Star Forges, campaign is also very good.
You will never find a clip of me saying that I didn't like Halo 5 multiplayer. It's the one thing I adored about Halo 5. Halo 5 SWAT specifically, but that's been me with Halo for years now. Halo 5 SWAT is... even Halo 4 SWAT was good because the maps seemed to be good for SWAT. I felt like a lot of those maps were designed for SWAT. These ones, Halo Infinite's maps don't lend well to SWAT, most of them. There's only really 1 or 2 that are okay for SWAT.
Try and play the actual game, not SWAT.
It's not good though. Normal Halo multiplayer is not good, but 5 SWAT. Look at that. I'm watching the clip Jesse's got now. God, it was good. It was so
One
good.
Eternal boss fight was easy if you had 2 specific things. Splinter grenades and the weapons that could really just... If you hit him in the sweet spot in the back, he died in like 3 seconds, even on Legendary. It's just knowing that and having those every single time, not always the easiest thing.
The one thing I will say Halo 5 maybe now gets that whole, oh yeah, maybe it was good after all, is the graphics. So I know like back then most people were kind of shitting on how it looked.
Especially the animations when things were too far in the distance and you just saw them stuttering because they were trying to save on resources for 60.
Which again was a new thing back then that now has become fairly standard in games. Yeah, I know back then visually Halo 5 people were like, ugh, it doesn't look that good. I don't know. I look back at Halo 5 now and I've run it on Series X last year sometime and I'm like, oh, it's actually not that bad looking.
No, it's maxed out.
It's actually not too bad.
I really wish it was on PC because I think it could look great there.
Yeah.
Like 4 looks amazing on PC. You still feel the smallness of the arenas and stuff, but yeah, the actual graphics are mwah.
4 is
very Metroid looking.
Yes, it always was. 4 is just but wasn't one of the main Metroid Prime
and now they've gone back to 4,
Yes, so now they've gone back,
Yeah.
Halo 4 visually just in Master Chief Collection at 4K 60 is just oh man, it still looks unbelievable today.
Halo 2 still slows down on console for me when you're in the new graphics mode.
Does
it? Yeah.
Slows down.
Yeah, I always had that problem.
Sucks.
I don't know, like certain levels of Halo 2, when you go in the new updated graphics, like I get really bad frame rates. I don't know if it was always me or what.
Halo 2 could be one of the most overrated video games of all time. Like
it's the multiplayer people really gush about now. I don't see much love for the campaign.
Even that is not really that good. Like we didn't know any better.
Well, it was the introduction of, not having to find servers, like really technically competent matchmaking in multiplayer. It was incredibly...
And the lobby system and all that sort of stuff. Campaign fucking sucked ass.
All right.
It's
let's
not
cool our
fun on hard or difficult.
Halo.
I don't find it fun at all in Legendary, but I still enjoy it on Heroic.
Can't stand it. And you play it now, and it just makes it so much worse in 2024 or 2023. Whenever
That's
I
most
played
old
it again,
games.
I was like, "What the fuck
it's
is
most
this?"
old games.
No, ODST is incredible.
No, ODST wasn't good when it came out.
I still love playing Halo CE even now.
Yeah, CE is still fantastic. CE is still great.
Regardless of the repetition, like it's part of the dance for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, each their own.
The repetition's fine. They weaved the story into it and explained why you were retreading. That's okay.
I was fine with it. It's quite smart, really, considering
the library sucked.
Shipped. Yeah,
the library fucking sucked. That will always suck forever. But outside of the library, the rest was great.
Yeah,
loved it.
What about you, Jesse? What have you been playing?
Could do a whole episode about talking about Halo
you could.
games.
I'm trying to prevent it.
Do a whole episode.
Trying to keep that whole let's have a shorter show.
Well, we've had the discussion on the Halo games like 900 times. I would say we'll save it for the next Halo game. Then it would.
Do you know what we should talk about? The Halo TV show and what we thought could be done better.
We should.
Yeah.
Maybe someone will super chat about it later.
Most of gaming coverage is people that have no idea how anything works, but think they know how to do it better. So that would be par for the course.
Yeah. What about you, Jesse? What have you been playing outside of the Sub-a-thon games yesterday?
Not a ton that I can talk about. I'm doing a review for SteamWorld Heist 2. That game comes out next week. I'm doing a review for Star Wars Bounty Hunter, the remaster of the GameCube game. That comes out, I think, next week or the week after. Got another thing that's all set and done. The main thing I played this week, and I streamed it, was Pillars of Eternity to get ready for Avowed. Avowed takes place in the world of Eora, or Eora, I forget. This whole giant lore fest that was built up in Pillars of Eternity. I was playing Complete Edition for one. Go through that as much as I can. Hopefully the whole thing, I don't know. They're like 20 to 40 hours each. It's going to be hard to sneak them in. But at the very least, I want to get a feel and know the lore, because people say the lore of what they built there is incredible. And I think a lot more people will now experience it being a first-person RPG instead of the isometric computer RPG that Pillars 1 and 2 are. Really, really enjoyed it.
Is that what CRPG stands for?
Yeah, computer. Like the old school computer RPGs, like that you associate with a mouse and keyboard. I'm pretty sure it is. I could be wrong. But yeah, Pillars of Eternity, really cool. You can feel the lack of budget. I believe it was a Kickstarted game. Like, it is interesting to look at Obsidian before, from how we knew them, where it was always a constant struggle to get budget. That's also a thing that came out with Double Fine, because they're doing I forgot to put in the news, they're doing a Blu-ray release of Psychodyssey, that unbelievably long but excellent documentary of when they made Psychonauts 2. And there was a quote from Tim Schafer in there, like, we've pitched and gotten approval on games that, like, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like games that could never have gotten a publisher before, like crazy. We want to have the weirdest games on Game Pass, which has been interesting to see when people were losing their minds over, like, the studios that were shut down earlier this year, saying Game Pass was supposed to save them, when it just makes you think, well, maybe there's more to it. And it's frustrating that we don't get to know, because we only see the end result, which sucks. But yeah, most of what I've been playing is been on stream. A lot of people in chat might have already seen it. Nothing else super exciting. It's a little bit of a lull waiting for Gamescom, and then the absolute deluge of everything that's going to start releasing at the end of August through the end of the year.
God, there's so much.
I know.
There's so much coming.
And knowing, thankfully, John, doing what he normally does, added on 50 times more work than we had planned originally. So
it's true. You got me.
I will
it's
say,
absolutely accurate.
Both Nick and I are happy, though, because
I hope so.
We are a fully fan-funded site, and it feels weird, and we don't like constantly asking people for money, because I do know, I saw a comment in chat earlier when I was like, thank you so much for the PayPal donations, and he's like,
I saw that too.
He was joking like they want us to pay for it when they have the money. He's like, no, we don't. We have no money behind us.
I was about to reply to him saying,
yeah, well,
if we had the money, we wouldn't be asking for the money.
Yeah, we have no money behind us, but we have an unbelievably talented artist in Pre-Drag who makes us look like we've got a big budget. But I promise you, our budget is literally 90% just your Patreon and YouTube subs and super chats and stickers and all that type of stuff. Like, we are entirely crowdfunded and trying to build up ad revenue on the website and stuff like that. But the Patreon, which is right down below me there, $3 a month. Like, we can get
If
more
I won
people.
the lotto,
Yeah, I mean, look,
if I won the lotto, I'd pay for it. I just funded it. Wouldn't have to worry about it.
VGC, they're huge. They dwarf us in terms of viewership on the internet. They started a
And
Patreon.
they launched the Patreon.
Yeah, and good luck to them. And I think this is, again, high level. This is some in the industry realizing, just us writing words and putting them on a web page isn't enough anymore. You've got to have a little bit of personality and pizzazz to what you're doing and attracting people into it to get anywhere. Otherwise, you can't do it anymore.
And being owned
we're very
is
lucky.
dangerous.
Yeah, and we're very lucky in that we've been doing this for five years, and we've built up you guys, and we get to take you with us.
We do get money from Rand Didact. He's a patron of ours.
Yeah,
we do get money from
Rand.
Rand.
Very lovely.
And we did get just a super chat with no
super
text.
Chat. That's all right. A super chat that's just I guess it's just.
Oh, he put a message afterwards. You can read
what
it.
I can to help out.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yep. A few down.
Yes. So it's a $5 super chat from Cola was here. Someone tells Soul Blazers I said hi. His folks just sat down next to me at HCS. Lol.
We will tell him.
Well, he watches us, so I am sure he will see it eventually.
Is HCS on now?
Yeah, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Cool.
it's cool. It's cool.
It is.
Like same as you, Jesse. I actually really enjoyed yesterday because it was fun to hang out with everybody. It was fun to do it, but it actually was a little bit like a day off because I haven't had a chance to play much of anything this week. And I know I played the majority of the time. We played lots of different things, but I spent a long time playing Flock, which is out on Game Pass. I was annoyed yesterday when we booted it up to find that my review save on the Steam version was just wiped and they wanted me to start again. So I quickly switched over to the Xbox version. It's like on Steam, you could see I'd played like 6 hours and I'd had these achievements, but
Yeah,
I
quite
had no
often
cloud save.
Steam review code and versions do get wiped. It can be a little frustrating, but it's very nice to get it early because they will let anything up there. But if it's not compatible with your old save, then your old save just goes
out. And it's silly. I played it yesterday. Actually, by the end of the stream, I'd got further. In fact, I'd captured more creatures than I had in my original. And today I was like, I've only got 3 left. Just have a quick go. So the addiction is very real. But that game is that's a little achievement hunter one that is. But thoroughly enjoyed it. And thanks to the community for showing up and doing all the doings. In fact, it's crazy, but I have a sneaking suspicion. Oh no! It's from yesterday. It's all right. I thought we'd just seen another PayPal donation, but it's
there were some.
tonight.
It's in the video.
There were a couple during Nick's stream. So
Was there?
yeah, it went up like another $30 or $40, I think.
Because I did the graveyard shift.
Yeah,
You did.
you got 5 gifted subs. So that was from J Duds. Thank you, J Duds. I'll replay it right here. Boop.
Yeah. I was surprised how many people wanted me to keep playing Resident Evil 4.
It's a really fun.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
saw
fun
someone in
game
the
to
chat.
watch. Like that Resident Evil 4 and its physics and everything with the shooting. I find it personally enjoyable to watch. Also because it's kind of dumb, and it knows it's dumb. Like it leans into its over the topness in a way that works, which things rarely do for me with that. Mr. K. Asante.
Oh, Kay Sante with the $10 super chat contributing to the drinking fund at Gamescom, boys. Can't wait to see you, gentlemen.
Oh,
I
it's
won't
gonna
be
be
drinking,
so
but I will
cool.
see you there.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
see
I'll
you,
drink.
Kay.
I'll drink probably just lemon. Oh, they wouldn't even have lemon lime and bitters in Germany. It's an Australian drink,
Mate,
as I
I'm
discovered.
sorry, even I, who don't drink, you got to have a couple of steins
No,
of German
I
beer.
don't drink. I definitely don't drink beer. Let alone,
just got-
I don't drink alcohol. Let alone drink beer.
Today,
Um,
I saw some people chatting about the summer punch drink I mentioned on stream yesterday. This is the knockoff Aldi version, which is quite nice. Peach, mango, and lime Copperberg style cider.
Have you ever
quite
had
tasty.
lemon lime and bitters,
No.
mate? like, put it this way, I can't stand alcohol, and I am like a great white shark when it comes to alcohol. I can smell it in like 17 kilometers away. I can't stand alcohol. Lemon, lime, and bitters is the greatest. It's the only thing I drink that is technically alcoholic.
In Germany, I'm
Like
going to
the
guess they'd have access to most booze if you really want something.
Well, the Angostura bitters are like 50% alcohol. So in lemon, lime, and bitters, they literally only put 2 drops because it's so strong. But lemon, lime, and bitters, which I, again, did not know was an Australian invention until I got carried away watching Deadpool and Wolverine promo stuff with Hugh Jackman. Like, I watched Hot Ones with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, and watched all the promo stuff they've been doing, and came across a clip. Yeah, I saw that. Came across a clip of Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds doing a cooking show thing. And there was 2 judges. One of the judges, which was Sean Levy, the director of the movie, and they had paddles. 2-sided paddles, Australia, Canada. And they were trying out Australian food, Canadian food, and then deciding which one they liked more. They got to alcoholic drinks, and they did what appeared to be a Canadian twist on a Bloody Mary. And then for Australia, they did the lemon, lime, and bitters. And I'm like, oh my God, lemon, lime, and bitters is like my favourite drink. And I did not know it was Australian. And Hugh Jackman's like, oh my God, you've got to try this drink. So Sean Levy and the female host both tried the lemon, lime, and bitters. And they're like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, guys, even I drink lemon, lime, and bitters. That's how amazing it is. So hopefully somewhere in Germany they do lemon, lime, and bitters so that you guys can try it. Because it is the only alcoholic drink in the world I will touch. It's amazing.
It's probably garbage.
It's amazing.
In honor of John's Aldi knockoff, I've got Aldi's hard cider knockoff.
Nice. Wicked groove. Lovely.
Yes, Gary Barwick, but I did not know it was an Australian drink. I just assumed it was known worldwide, lemon, lime, and bitters. I had no idea it was
We've
Australia
got
only.
another super chat about drinking.
Tom Henderson heard the word alcohol and the ears perked up. He's got a £10 super chat. Whiskey fund. Let's go. Tom, I will not fucking touch whiskey with you at Gamescom. No way.
Neither of you guys drinking is going to make me have to get drunk all the time. Because I'll be the only one that'll like, hey, let's have a drink. And to be nice, I'll be the only one that says yes, even though I'm not a big drinker either.
I will Google the lemon, lime, and bitters recipe while we're in Germany and show it to some bartender there and say, make this, please. And mate, you guys will freak out.
And they'll say, no habla inglés, and it'll be really confusing.
It's
Guten
literally
Tag.
lemonade, lime juice, cordial, aka sweetened lime juice, and bitters.
Yeah. You know how nice it
That's
is? You know how nice it is? It's so
only,
good.
dude, it's 0.2%.
Yes, because that's why it's only one drop of bitters.
Alcohol.
It's
That's like
one
having
drop.
a shandy.
That's right. It's like a soft drink. It's like a soft drink. It's like 2 drops of bitters because the bitters are so alcoholic. It's like
How
the
many of
bitters are
those
like
would
one
it
of the
take
most-
to actually feel drunk at all? 20?
Probably a million. Probably a million
Yeah, it's not an alcoholic drink
of
then.
them. That's why I like it.
I remember
That's why I like it.
reading I can't remember what it was called now. They did a TV show of it. It was a NHS junior doctor talking about his time in various things, and there was a description of at medical college they play a drinking game where you have to drink a shot of beer, just standard beer, every minute.
Beer
Now
is
that doesn't sound
disgusting.
crazy, but you have to drink 100. And what happened was he described in the book, and apologies folks if you're squeamish, was that someone was so desperate to not lose, like it was a competition, everyone would do it, and whoever would be like, oh, I gotta go pee. One guy peed himself just standing at the bar because he
So he
just
could win.
couldn't. And one guy, his bladder burst, which was then a trip to A&E. It's like fucking.
Oh my God.
Can
But
you
you'd been
imagine
millions of
wanting
dead
to
in
win a
America.
drinking game? Wow.
Jesus. See what alcohol does to people? Turns them into fucking idiots.
Well, they're already
Animals.
that. It just makes it even faster.
Like,
I mean, it doesn't sound that
Jesus.
bad at first. Just a shot of beer. It's like it's only beer.
Beer is
100
disgusting.
of them.
Beer
Most
is like
beer's not great.
carbonated horse
There's
piss.
some okay beer,
It's
but it's because it
gross.
doesn't taste like beer.
Yeah.
Kombucha is like beer without alcohol in it. Kombucha
Never had
can
it.
taste very similar to beer, but it's just better for you. But yes,
It turns out that
I
whole
also watched.
a glass of wine a day was all bullshit for being better for you. It was the alcoholic companies pushing it, but they did another test and like, no, it doesn't actually help you at all. Like drinking alcohol never helps
Coffee
you.
does. Hey,
Coffee's also a
does.
carcinogen.
Hey. Yeah, I know.
Everything's a carcinogen.
Everything is.
Yeah.
Everything's a carcinogen. That's right. Also watched Deadpool and Wolverine last night. Oh, and I think Jesse's watching it tomorrow. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, man. Look, just go watch Deadpool and Wolverine, unless you hate Marvel movies. If you hate Marvel
If you're
movies, I
John
don't
and you hate
know.
fun,
No, whoa.
Yeah.
I just don't care enough to go to the cinema. I'll just wait.
it's
it
for
to come
work.
out, isn't
It's for sick and Netflix, but you
it?
won't do it.
I don't-
Yeah.
Look,
if you don't
My
like
son got a cool
Marvel
cup. I'll show it
movies-
off.
Oh, the Australian one is better. There's the one that Australia has exclusively.
This
It's got
got
a
a-
full head on it.
This has really nice texture.
Yeah.
Like it's all rubber.
Yeah. I've got the Spider-Man version of the one they released for Wolverine and Deadpool here. I got the Spider-Man version.
Yeah, they had a
But
lot of
the
stuff. I think.
movie, if you're into your Marvel movies, then it's incredible. Some of the cameos are just fantastic. For me, it was the best thing since Endgame. Like the best post-Endgame Marvel movie. The best one.
I weirdly
So
have
good.
this urge to like if I was going to go to the cinema anytime this month, I really want to see Twisters. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Well,
Like
that is supposed to be a good dumb fun. Like it's one of those
Yeah.
smart dumb blockbusters.
Like I really enjoyed Twister back in the day. Like I
So
went
did I.
to see
That's
that
good.
movie as like a I don't know if I was a teenager at that point, but I'm old enough to remember it, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's really cool. I want to be a tornado hunter when I'm older and all that sort of silliness. And my kid loves it, and I really want to just go see Twisters. Unfortunately, I've got my kids next week. Blame those kids. So if I'm going to go to the cinema, I'm probably going to take them to go see Twisters rather than. I don't think Deadpool and Wolverine.
That would be fine for kids like that.
Appropriate. We got
Deadpool
another
and
super chat.
Wolverine.
Yeah, I don't
my
think my
God.
Got a super chat.
7-year-old will be.
Trev G Rev Razor, $5 super chat. How did the Sub-a-thon end up going for you guys?
It was
Not bad.
fantastic. But thanks to you guys. So
Yeah, I'll put up the
What more
donation
can we
box for
say?
a second. Boop boop. Donation box. Whoever wants to load. There it goes. So out of our, I gotta make it bigger. Out of our 8,000 pound goal, we got to 55.39 already, which is crazy. It was a crazy amount of money we were not expecting, and we're spending $8,000 we don't really have as a company. I promise you that it's not just that we've got the money, but we
I
want
can
you to
show
pay
you the
anyways.
bank balance.
Yeah, it's
Oh dear.
there's a reason why
Everything's
if things
difficult.
don't if things don't pick up, shows like Headlines and whatnot might not be on anymore. Like we need
They might move to like an evening thing. I mean, I wouldn't want to stop them completely. We just have to find a way somehow. But it would mean it would just get very difficult.
I just
But we'll see.
remember
Let's see
I
where we
remember
are in a
full-time
month.
job John, and I wouldn't
was-
expect them to happen that much.
Yeah, it's
It's
difficult.
too hard.
Very difficult.
But you know what I was thinking. Speaking of drinking, don't worry about the fucking alcohol. You know what we should be taking over to Germany to
Okay.
drink with everyone, and like convert all of Germany over to Control. Mate, don't even forget the alcohol. I'm gonna take this and shove it down Tom Henderson's throat and be like, "Here, fucker, drink this, you alcoholic bastard. Drink
That'll
Control."
work.
Yeah, for sure. So Tom needs to go to www.drinkcontrol.com/XboxEra and get himself some of that and get fucking smashed off Control.
Mm-hmm.
Not
I
that
had
it could, there's no alcohol in it.
I had the strawberries and
But-
cream on stream in part 2 yesterday and was very hungry. Fantastic. Or part 1.
I'm not saying Tom Henderson could top this off with a bit of Johnny Black. I'm not saying that he should.
Really
but
taste
there's
weird.
There's nothing technically stopping him putting some Johnny Black in there or Johnny Blue. What do you reckon Tom drinks? Kind of
Whiskey. Oh, what type of whiskey? No idea.
Super chat from Tom Warren.
Tom Warren. Tom
Henderson, sorry.
Tom Henderson.
They both have the name Tom and they're
Go
British.
fuck yourself.
UK.
Oh man, you know, I saw that super chat and it reminded me of a joke. Do you want me to tell it?
I don't know.
It's appropriate.
Okay.
There's nothing
Sure.
inappropriate about it. There's swearing in it, but the joke's perfectly fine. So there's this game show. And the point of this game show is that you've got to come up with a word no one's heard of and use it in a sentence. Explain the word. So the host is saying, yep, you know, let's have a contestant from the audience. Who wants to go down? Who wants to come down and give us our first word? So this sort of, you know, scrubby, rough-looking guy puts his hand up and says, I've got a word. And the host says, yes, come down, sir. Give us your word. So the guy comes down on stage and says, so, sir, would you like to tell us what your word is that no one here has heard of? And the guy goes, garn. He goes, garn? He goes, yeah, garn. He goes, oh, could you please use that in the sentence? He goes, garn, fuck yourself. So the host is like, the host goes, look, security, get him out of here. Like, you know, we don't need that here. This is a, you know, television
Family
show
show.
watched by children. Get him out of here. And the, you know, the security's dragging him away, and the guy's going, go on, fuck yourself. They just throw him out. Guy goes home, cleans himself up, has a shave, slicks back the hair, puts on a suit, looks like a totally different person, sneaks in the back way back into the audience. Host is like, oh, thank God we got rid of that problem. Who would like to go next? Same dude puts his hand up. He goes, yes, sir. Would you like to come down and give us your word? Guy goes down. He goes, what's your word that no one's heard of? He goes, smee. Like, oh, smee. Would you like to use that in a sentence, sir? He goes, smee again. Go and fuck yourself.
Very good. Very good.
Any fan of Peter Pan knows Smee, though. That's a real word. It's a name.
Yeah, Smee's a name.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ever tell you the joke that my dad told
I love that joke.
my missus the first within the first 20 minutes of meeting her? Did I ever tell you the joke that my dad told my missus?
Maybe. I don't remember the joke.
He goes to her, hey, Kat, what's the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean? And she goes, I don't know. What's the difference? He went, I've never had a garbanzo bean on my face. And I'm like, oh, God.
Oh, God.
You're welcome. You're welcome, folks. Use that one at home. Play it safe.
No.
Anyway,
Joke.
see what I did see movie-wise that I haven't seen. Like, I saw Quiet Place day one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting you said that.
I was surprised at how much I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be just like a cash-in, continuing a franchise when it didn't need to be
I
continued.
may have to check if it's on a certain streaming service.
I mean, I couldn't confirm to you whether it's on streaming services.
Okay. Maybe go check that streaming service.
Maybe you could. Yeah, you know, who
I'm
would
telling
know?
you to. I'm telling you to check that streaming service.
Maybe I watched it on a streaming service. I'm just, I don't want to talk. I don't want to confirm or deny such things. I'm just simply telling you. But yeah, it was all right. Anyway, look, we've got a movie podcast. We'll try and do next week somehow.
We missed last month. Sorry.
We've got another super chat
Deadpool
from Tom
Wolverine.
Henderson. That's more important.
Double
to cover.
fuck yourself. Smee again. Smee again. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, go watch Deadpool and Wolverine.
John. Okay.
It's so good. It's so good.
In terms of news,
Luckily, there's not much.
there ain't much going on. So, I mean, I'll throw some things out there, and if you guys want to talk about them, we can. First up, SAG-AFTRA, the union, have authorized a strike of certain developers and publishers over AI concerns. Dun, dun, dun. That's a thing. But GTA 6 won't be immediately affected by the SAG-AFTRA strike.
Yeah,
so
like,
people thinking that
I saw
GTA
people
6 is going to get delayed.
I put immediately because the headline was GTA 6 not affected, but it was like for a month.
Oh,
That wasn't in the headline. It was like for 30 days they're not affected, even though Take-Two is one of the companies listed. It's like Activision, Take-Two, Disney, EA, WB, a bunch of other ones. I don't know exactly who that is, but thank you, Brandon Ridlin, for pledging $12 via the Patreon. It just popped up on stream. Thank you, Brandon.
Thanks.
That is the type of
Legendary.
thing that can keep that guy way over there in his house. Because, boy.
Yep.
I don't want to
Those
guilt trip
prices.
people too much. Let's just see what happens.
Mhm.
It's a big couple of weeks for us before Gamescom.
Yep.
You'll see hashtag secret project.
But, Insomniac is a part of this strike. Like, there's a lot of
dear.
huge pubs. Activision, like,
Really?
if they're doing any work on the next COD right now. So I think things that are currently in production are okay for a set period of time, but anything new that's spinning up and starting, no work from anyone that would be doing voice acting, motion capture, anything like that as part of SAG-AFTRA. Supposedly, I think the developers had replied for 24 of the 25 key issues, they had come to an accord, but for that AI one, they had not. And so that is why this has happened, because
Fucking AI, man.
the one thing AI has gotten decently good at is like mimicking audio. Like the songs I play before the
Ooh,
stream,
yeah.
all AI. And
Frighteningly.
some of them, they don't sound like AI anymore. You'll get,
Not just that,
but
the
they're
fake
catchy as
voice
shit.
stuff.
Yeah.
The
That's what I'm
deep
saying.
fake voice stuff is
Yeah,
like
it's frightening.
freaky how good it is.
Yeah.
It's like, man, seriously?
But yeah,
Like I've seen some of those jokey Biden things where he says stuff and it's all fake AI, and I'm like, it sounds. If you close your eyes, it sounds exactly like him.
and that's the scariest part, because first you couldn't trust pictures because people got really good at Photoshop. And if you can't trust video or audio, like it's gonna make the internet, which already sucks, that much worse and more toxic. And be like, well, I saw this guy say this thing, so
Say it.
I hate him. Yeah, like I saw him say it. It was him in a video. It's like, no, it wasn't him.
Kojima knew, man. Kojima knew. All those years ago, Kojima knew.
The Lali Lulelo.
Yeah. Oof, mate.
It's a
Full
new
on.
era. It's going to get busted. But yeah, there you go. So I support the workers. So, you know, I think that this is a question that the AI industry needs to answer. Because, like, what did I read recently that they were just straight up like, yeah, we totally scandal. It happened yesterday during the thing, like Twitter. That reminds me, I need to go in, and Twitter have announced, like, they didn't announce. That's the crazy thing. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna scrape everything you search, everything you type, people you follow to train their Grok AI, and you're just opted in, and they don't tell you that they're now doing this. They just do it.
Do it.
And that's,
I think Discord said something about it and like let everyone know. I think.
Yeah, then I saw Tom Warren's tweet, which is where I found out. No, Tom Henderson.
I need to look that tweet up and be like, how do I
You just
turn
go to
this off?
settings, security and privacy, and it's right there.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's very easy to get out of,
Security.
which is what they'll probably try and say legally. It's like, well, it's very easy to get out of it, even though we didn't tell you anything. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bullshit. Well, the fact that you can only do it on a web browser and not on the app.
Where is it?
Well, he fired all the competent
Can't even-
engineers, so.
I can only see like two-factor and stuff.
No, it's under privacy and safety in
Yeah.
settings.
Ah, it's there. And then it's under what? Data sharing?
It's
Grok?
under Grok.
Oh yeah, under Gronk.
Dumbest
Tick
name.
that off. Yeah. Should have called it Gronk. Would have been way
What
better.
a Gronk.
I
Yeah,
should have called it Gronk AI.
You know, it might have actually been tough in the U.S. because there's a football player named Rob Gronkowski, whose nickname was Gronk, who might have like copyright on that exact phrasing in the U.S. or trademark.
I don't know. Yeah. So yeah. Speaking of unions, though, wasn't there more?
Yes, thank you, Nick, for the wonderful segue. Sorry, I was still looking at the Gronk setting for my personal Twitter account. Speaking of unions, which is why I think the thumbnail today is Master Chiefs Unite and all of that sort of stuff.
You can do it.
World of Warcraft's entire dev team has been unionized. So that's developers, designers,
Wall to
artists, wall to wall. All in a union, and Microsoft have recognized it. They're negotiating with the CWA
John,
to.
thank you to Visceral, who just pledged $12 on the XboxEra Patreon.
Oh my
It
god!
is.
All these new Patreon members, fucking love you guys.
Yeah, it is
Thanks.
the best way to support us. It always feels amazing. And back to you, John.
Sorry, have we? Does that mean we've gone over the 200
No.
mark on Patreon members? Oh,
Close.
Man. How close? How close are we? I need to know.
4 or 5 away now.
Oh, soon.
If they don't cancel.
But yes, so WoW's entire dev team unionized. I think that's really, really good. And I'm interested now because this is Activision, Blizzard, right?
Yes.
Union. We've seen unions on the Bethesda side.
Yes.
I haven't yet seen any unions
Xbox.
directly within Xbox Game Studios. So like a Double Fine going to make a little union.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like I want to see that and find that they don't have to fight for that. That's what I want to see. But I think it's
but
great. Leading the way.
What's interesting is, like, that's, and again, please forgive me because I probably don't understand how it works, let alone in other countries. There are and maybe I'm even wrong about Australia, but unions here are generally like an independent body that represent a group of workers and they can join that union.
Yes.
This sounds like the unions are sort of...
I think they're all under
individual-
CWA. Like they're unions under the CWA, which is Communication Workers of America, I think. So like this group of workers has unionized, and I'm pretty sure it's all part of the agreement that Microsoft has with the CWA. So it's like under that umbrella.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think. I'm not 100%
right.
sure.
Okay. That makes a little more sense.
Yeah, that was that whole agreement of neutrality that Microsoft like agreed to with them, that they won't stand in the way and try and union bust.
Is that visceral? I'm looking at the Patreon and then I'm looking at the chat and I'm now realizing who
the same
Visceral
name.
is.
Yeah. All capital letters.
No, I know.
He says, "Hi,
But
Tom."
I'm realizing who that is. I now know who that is, not just by name. I'm saying, I don't want to just out them if they don't want me to out them, but I'm now realizing who Visceral is.
Yeah. That's what Tom said in chat.
Okay. Wow. Visceral, right. No. Visceral is also someone else, but I'm not going to say it if they don't want me to.
Yeah.
You just said yes.
I guess.
You just said
No,
yes.
I guess, but if
There you
Visceral
go.
doesn't mind me saying who I just realized they were, then I'll say it. But yeah. The unions are good. I don't know how they work in America, but I know unions here they can be crooked too. Even here, they're crooked sometimes.
And that's been pushed a lot in America to try and get people to not like unions, even though, because there have been like the Teamsters and a lot of stuff, Jimmy Hoffa and all that, that was bad and not good. But in general, workers' rights aren't great in America, state by state, again. Like, it's really bad in Florida. I don't even know. Some places just seemingly can't have one. But in general, especially for this industry that's never really had them before because it was seen as unnecessary. You're just paying dues for something you don't really need. But now with especially all the firings and everything that's been going on, it will work to help better your actual work arrangement. And in the case that you are let go, there should be better protections in place for, you will still lose your job, but it won't be as devastating because you'll have a little bit of protection in writing if things go well. Type of idea.
I like it.
It's really complicated because like a lot of it is centralized in in California, in Texas for like game dev. But now like I don't know what unions are like in Maryland, which is where Bethesda is doing it. So I have no idea what it's going to be like there. I just know if it was in like Florida, it wouldn't mean much because at will state and most people just don't give a shit. And we also got a super chat.
We do.
It's a delicate balancing act. Yes, Ben Angelo. Love your work, guys.
Oh, and he was there
Ben
for a
Angelo.
lot of the
We
stream
love
yesterday.
you, Angelo.
He was. Well, because
He came in.
Ben
to, like,
Angelo's was closer on my time.
Yeah, he was there late.
Being
took a
in
nap,
New
but he
Zealand.
came back.
Yeah, he's closer to my time, so I did graveyard shift according to your time zones. But my time zone, it was like just throughout the morning and day.
Yeah, we started like 9 p.m. your time and then finished in your midday. It's a long stream.
It was a chunky stream, and we'll do it again. Damn it!
Every quarter.
And I just got to call this out. Magnum, YouTube member, unions will just drive game development overseas. I don't think so, man, because for the rest of the world, we don't have the kind of like you're just fired now and there's no recourse for you. You're just gone. We have like laws and stuff here in the UK to protect us. In France, they do. In Australia, they do. You have there is a sequence of events that has to happen before you are just let go. You have to be notified. There's a consultancy period. It is not just you no longer have a job. Bye, everyone. It's a little different in the US.
Some employers have that here.
Yeah, I bet they do. But you have to agree to be employed in that environment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was like part of the closing of the 4 studios was like with Tango, a lot of it was distance and language barriers. And like most Americans only know one language, and it's really hard when all the management can't directly speak with all the people working at a place. I do think Poland is becoming a hotbed of starting up new studios. But as far as existing ones go, we've already seen what it will be until things start going up again. And it's just lowering scope and firing people if you have to. Like I don't think unions are going to change it that much on that because they'll still fire people.
No. Yeah. But there you go. And look, the chat is segueing me in nicely to the actual next story on the list. Yeah. The Winter Shoulder says, Jez mentioned Microsoft is trying to fix the issue.
He's heard that Microsoft's looking into it.
Yes, trying to fix the issue with Capcom and MT Frameworks. Any confirmation from you, Nick, in terms of anything you've heard?
I did send that to my Microsoft guy. I'm not going to say what the reply was, but I still... So, SNK versus Capcom Chaos. Is that on MT Framework? I don't think it is. That's not coming. Why?
They won't sell.
A viable platform.
I feel like that's right. I feel like maybe the MT Framework excuse is sort of a front for the real reason being that these games don't sell.
But I would see it if they weren't doing anything that hasn't been MT Framework. Like the MT Framework Ace Attorney Collection, no. The RE Engine Ace Attorney Collection, yes. Like there are clear examples, and like even with SNK, they just did that god awful Metal Gear mobile port. It's I don't know. It's one of those things where we don't actually know. We only guess. So in the long run, it's I'm sure they want to get it on there.
It might be an intrinsically linked factor because there might be cost involved or something like that in getting the MT Framework stuff fixed, whatever. And if the games only sell bloody 1,000 copies, then it's not worth the effort.
We do have this every time, which is we're having the same conversation over and over again, where we both agree, where it's like they're not coming because of MT Framework because it's not worth the money of fixing MT Framework.
That's what I'm saying. So the core foundation of the problem is the number of copies that sell. So if these games were selling millions of copies, then they would do it, wouldn't they? Because it'd be worth the money investment.
Yeah, you could argue that for sure.
If it's selling fuck all, then they're like, well, it's probably not worth the cost and effort.
Yeah, and the problem that creates for Microsoft is one of like a sub-quality brand, unfortunately, for them.
You can look at the reality of it. None of these are coming. None of these get a PlayStation 5 build because they're not updating the engine.
Yeah, they're just going to run.
Like they would put it pretty much anywhere the engine works, because that's the entire point of these collections.
So why not do Xbox One?
Because it broke on Xbox One. Because the GDK is what you need to use now, and the GDK at some point in the last year or so broke on MT Framework. That is what the reporting has been. That it would do an Xbox One version, but it's unified. So when you do an Xbox game, you should get, if you want, an Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC version. Like that's what the whole point of it is, to really help with Play Anywhere and all that. But that broke at some point last year for MT Framework, and they don't have any engineers working on that engine anymore. So if it doesn't work somewhere, it's not going there. Like that's the reasoning behind it.
Isn't it crazy how Microsoft went from like the original Xbox and the 360, which were arguably two of the most developer-friendly platforms ever, to what we have now? It is nuts.
I think the Now is fine. It was just not ready for launch. But like talking with developers that we know, like, oh, it's fine now. It's just Direct 12 Ultimate wasn't ready for launch.
It's a strange. I mean, we still live in a world where they had all of that. I'm not going to do that. That's ignore me. I'm not going to open up that can of worms and start talking about the goodwill they had from 360, and then they just chucked it all. But never mind. Let's live and learn, eh?
All those people got fired for a reason, or left of their own accord.
Absolutely.
Will they live and learn?
Guess we'll wait and see on that, right?
Mm.
The next story is one that I was absolutely gutted to hear, which is Ziff Davis, the company that owns the parent company of IGN Entertainment, reportedly fires the entirety of Humble Games, but then issues a statement saying that they have not fired the entirety of Humble Games. Well,
they're not shutting down.
They are restructuring and not shutting down.
They're 2K Australia-ing it. They fired everyone. They're going to have third parties help finish what's still in work, but there are teams that have put out, like, we have patches ready to go for our game, and we now have no back-end access to actually put that. It's Coral Island. They're like, we can put it out on Steam, but we can't touch the console versions. We don't have that back-end access. That was Humble Games, and they're gone. Everyone was fired. But then the PR came, and they sent me that friggin' PR thing, and I made a thing for it. But reading it is like, oh, we're not shutting down. It's like, yeah, you are not shutting down, but everyone's gone, and you're using a third party to finish off the contracts you have. So it's pretty much done. And the confusion originally was IGN bought Humble Bundle, who owned Humble Games.
Yeah.
But then it seemingly Humble Games moved from under IGN to under Ziff Davis, like alongside IGN. But they still always reviewed all the Humble games, which seems really weird. They would have a notice up there that IGN's...
disclosure.
Yeah, IGN's owner, Ziff Davis, owns them, but then they would still review them, which was always weird to me. But yeah, now they're just... They had
best indie game ever.
Ton of great games.
Best game not made by PlayStation.
The reality is, though,
10 out of 10.
that a lot of their games were really, really good. Like, we just saw Soul Blazer's review for... Bow,
Path of the Teal Lotus,
which was very, very positive. Coral Island was well received, I think. Like, it is just like, why are you doing this? For what purpose? I don't get it.
It was like a market realities thing again. Like, if you look at the list, they had Superland. They had a lot of Game Pass deals too, which is always weird to see, but like they did a ton of games. One of the first ones I did was Void Bastards, which launched into Game Pass and was really good. Superland, Ink and Fell, like a lot of smaller indie stuff. Into the Pit, Dodgeball Academia was another one we did. We reviewed Unpacking, Temtem, Midnight Fight Express, Moonscars, Proteus, Signalis, Jesus Christ, Minico's Night Market, Coral Island. Like a lot of their games launched directly into Game Pass, and they've got a bunch more coming. And it's like, including Monaco 2, which I really love Monaco. I don't understand when you can have that many like string of good games, and everyone gets fired. They did Proteus, like they had really good eye on stuff, and now they're gone forever. And I don't get it.
It's a shame.
That sucks. Absolutely.
How long before they blame all the Game Pass deals?
We're Series S.
Because that's the next step. Man, it's all that Game Pass money they took. That's why.
Or it wasn't enough Game Pass money, so they had to do everything.
Enough Game Pass money, yeah.
I was like, I didn't see much outrage. It's like, I know you're not going to see from IGN employees because they don't want to lose their jobs, but from an industry that loves to lose their shit and go after devs and publishers that fire people all the time, this one seemed to just come and go real quick. Disappointing.
Man.
It feels like it wasn't that long ago they bought them. It probably was, but it feels like it wasn't that long ago.
I'll
I
look it
don't
up.
know. When did?
IGN buys Humble Bundle.
October
2017.
13th, 2017. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't that long ago.
And they reviewed their games the whole time.
7
I
years
don't know,
ago.
dude. That's quite a long time.
Not really. 7 years goes quick.
I was 33 7 years ago, bro. That feels like
Game
a long time ago.
Game Pass started in 2017. That's when Game Pass started.
Someone in chat just said Xbox is dead. It's all about Game Pass now.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
Xbox been dead for a long time, mate.
True.
Some life support, yeah.
It's a zombie. It's a zombie. They should start a spin-off of The Walking Dead about Xbox.
Oh god. Anyway,
What else is happening?
I'll tell you what else is happening. Halo Infinite. We know we had a Halo tangent earlier, but let's have another one.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite is getting another update, which is bringing campaign music and a bunch of scripting nodes to Halo Infinite's Forge. Now,
That's
I
pretty
can
cool.
go into more detail, but the nutshell is, and there's already some really impressive stuff out there. People can create full-on.
So people can now make
missions.
good Halo games within Halo Infinite.
Good Halo levels,
Nice.
like short levels.
Yeah,
You know, you can get to do
like
enough to
String them all together and you got a game.
Yeah, you could release 10 levels and have a little campaign. Yeah,
A playlist.
Yeah.
Create
Yeah.
a playlist.
You get 10,000 or 1,000 plus Stelzer lines, like running riot to use now. So
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And there's a bunch of new extra words to tell players what to do for custom game modes. The thing is, I think for the majority of the player base, even me who loves Forge, scripting is incredibly daunting to look at. You know, it's all flowcharts and, you know, if, ands, whens, do's, all that. And I'm just like...
I looked at it in Little Big Planet, which is probably the most stripped down basic version of it. And even I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, no thanks.
Nope. Yeah, the most I've ever been able to do in Forge is make a vehicle explode when it touches water. And that's only because someone gave me step-by-step instructions on how to
Like The
achieve
Simpsons, just explodes on impact with water.
that. Yeah, as soon as it hits water, boom. That's exactly
like The
like
Simpsons.
because and it's a weird thing. I didn't think about it from a design perspective, but I had a BTB map. It's in matchmaking now. If you played the new mode Sentry Defense or BTB, you play Command. But it has warthogs and mongoose on it. But when the warthogs went over the cliff and into the water, they would just sit at the bottom and they wouldn't respawn because they wouldn't be destroyed. So
Yeah.
I had to do that. That was like it just didn't compute at first. I was like, oh,
You
yeah,
know,
of course.
Amit Kumar in the chat goes, Nick should create a Halo campaign. Look, I'll be honest, as much as I would love my Halo campaign that I make, most other people wouldn't because it would be almost entirely stealth based.
Oh God, yeah. Don't let Nick.
My Halo campaign would be almost completely like stealth folk, not like because technically there is no stealth in Halo, but the way it would be designed. What?
from IGN's gameplay footage, along with some of the leaked stuff that keeps friggin' coming out around Star Wars Outlaws, you'll probably like that one. It seems to have some stealth in it, or a decent focus on stealth.
Oh, okay. But yes, my Halo campaign would sort of allow you to sort of play at your own pace, pick from a distance. I used to love doing that in CE. That's how I play. I played CE basically like a stealth game. It was amazing.
It encouraged it in the Truth and Reconciliation level, but only until you got discovered, and then they all came for you. And it was always cracked me up because it was like stealth mode, and the sniper was like,
Oh, I used
it's
to
like, why
love
are they
it.
reacting?
If you could put a silencer on that sniper rifle in that level, and you got the night vision, you just could go,
Yeah, it was nifty.
be great. Be great.
Good times. Nice
God,
memories.
CE was good.
It's funny you mentioning Star Wars Outlaws and Ubisoft. They're next up in my list of crazy things to happen. I don't understand why Ubisoft did this. So I don't know if you saw this earlier in this week.
With
Nick.
Assassin's
they published
Creed?
this 4-page apology, effectively. It was, I don't know. It wasn't an apology, but it kind of
It was explaining what they were doing in a time where they don't
Yeah.
have to explain it, because as we talked about on headlines, the Assassin's Creed games have never been historically accurate. They just
They're
pluck
not
people.
documentaries.
Yeah, they just pluck people and use them as characters in their own story.
Yeah. And
Who cares
like,
if
why did they
idiots
do
on the
this?
internet complain about Yasuke? Who gives a shit? Like, Just make the game. Who cares?
It's very, very odd. Like Jesse pointed out to me that, like, hey, do you remember in Assassin's Creed 2 or 3?
Which is
do you
on the
remember when
screen
you
now.
fought the Pope? I was like,
You
wait,
fist
what?
fought the Pope while a bunch of your shadow clones were there ready to fight with you. Like, you're just beating
Where
the
was
shit.
the uproar?
You fight Rodrigo Borgia in the friggin' Vatican as a bunch of like shadow clones of yours are there ready to join in. It has never been a serious lore game.
Like, I have to ask the question because, like, you're talking about Assassin's Creed. These are games that just sell regardless. So I'm like, did they see a drop off in pre-order numbers?
No, it
prompted
was an
this?
uproar of like petitions and shit, and
Who cares?
people who aren't Japanese working very hard to do their best imitations of Japanese people and make it seem like people in Japan care. Someone even got like a Japanese politician to comment on. He's like, "We don't care about it's historical fiction. We don't care." Essentially, it's like, yeah, it's historical fiction. It's not meant to be real. Yasuke was a real person. Whether he is
That's
anything like he is in this game, no idea. But all I know is, like, you see friggin' Hercules die stupidly in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Then the main character in that game lives for like 1,500 years because she has a magic staff, like, or two more than that. Like, Cassandra ends up in the present day by the end of Odyssey. Like, it's not real. It is space magic and these weird alien super beings that were like all of
they're
our
all not real.
religious figures. Like, you play as Norse gods in Valhalla. Like, it's called Valhalla for a reason. It's not realistic.
In Origins, you have an eagle or a falcon that marks targets for you. It's not real.
And you can
It's a
see
video
people
game.
through the wall with your Isu magic powers. And Yasuke's been in a lot of video games, and people didn't care.
It's just surprising that they I feel like all Ubisoft have done now is like
Giving
give
it
these
fuel.
and
Giving
these
them a
people-
victory. And it's just like,
Yeah.
why did you do that? These
You
annoying
shouldn't have done that
grifters.
because now they're
Ugh.
going to think that their voice matters.
I'll tell you what, though, I love that user Divine Intervention in the chat says, the Pope had it coming.
Yeah, he did.
Most have.
Should yeah, most of them have.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. That was some
Yeah,
news.
Don't apologize for it. Who cares? Like,
It's very dumb.
it's just, I'm surprised those same people aren't complaining that there's a female protag.
Oh, they are. They're complaining that, the only Japanese protagonist is a woman. It's Japanese male erasure. No, that's what they're saying.
I don't even want to look at
anyway.
Alien Romulus discussion then.
As long as they
God, how
die,
good does Alien Romulus look?
it looks.
Saw the trailer for it
yeah.
last night.
It looks proper scary alien again.
Well, it's from the I think it's from the director of Evil Dead.
Yeah, the reboot.
Yeah.
Not Sam Raimi.
So, no, not Sam Raimi, the newer Evil Dead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Don't Breathe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, phew, looks like they've done it well.
Mm-hmm.
Romulus looks good. Looks
Does
real
look
good.
good.
Yeah, it's like 10 years after the original Alien in the timeline, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that what
I
it
think
says?
so. Yeah, I think it's not long. That's why they don't know much about aliens in it.
Pretty
cool.
Or xenomorphs.
Yeah.
Xenomorphs.
Man, there's this moment in the trailer where just all the face huggers, there's like fucking 10 of them that are all
Yeah,
jumping out and like grabbing everyone. And everyone's getting, and they full show everyone getting
getting-
deep-throated by the face
Yeah.
huggers. It's like, oh, gross.
It's the most grossly suggestive thing you'll see in not Red Band. And it's not even a Red Band trailer, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It should be a Red Band trailer.
I was like, oh, wow. They're just showing all these people being deep-throated. I'm like, what is happening right now?
They've got that
Lovely.
unrealistic but incredibly cool when she's shining the light through her back, and it shows the chest, and the chest burster is
yes.
about to come out.
That was
You
brilliant.
see it punching through her ribs. It's like, oh my fucking
Yeah, it was
god.
brilliant.
Poor lady.
Yeah, so good.
Ugh.
Make John watch it.
So good.
That's one thing I was
I can
thinking.
watch horror movies all day long.
Yeah,
It's fine.
if things go well and we're able to do more and more, like if we start doing some movie commentaries for the patrons, always exclusive. That'd be fun.
Yeah, like where we actually hang out together.
Yeah, we
watch a
hang out,
movie
we
live
watch it, we
with
just
our
put up an
patrons.
MP3, so you'd have to have your own copy of the movie somehow. Buy it.
Streaming
Stream
services.
it. Yeah.
Streaming
But then you
services.
just will sync it up. It's like, okay, the moment it hits this part of the intro, press play on the MP3, and that's it. Like the riff tracks or whatever. It works.
In other news, Capcom has said, no, we're not going to stop making physical games, but
For Nintendo and PlayStation.
90% of its sales are now digital. And they predict 93% of its sales will be digital this year, which is kind of nuts. So 2023, 90.1% all digital, no physical copies. And they reckon it's 93% this year. That's kind of like...
It's not surprising at all.
I love it. Digital future,
Not
baby.
even a
Bring it
little
on.
bit.
No, especially when you realize like it's a lot of old stuff too that you just can get unbelievably cheap through various stores, whether it's on sale on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, all the bundle shit you can do on PC. Like I got 12 Capcom games earlier this year for like $15 on Fanatical or Humble Bundle, one of the two. And it's like,
I'm
I now
curious.
own all these things. Why not?
Jesse, could you put a poll up in the chat? I want to see out of everybody watching right now, who's 100% digital. So you say yes, you're 100% digital, or no. I just want to see the percentage. I'm just curious
On
because I
PlayStation,
haven't bought a physical game in fucking forever.
on PlayStation and Xbox, I've been digital for like has to be close to 10 years. On Switch, I still buy physical games.
Yeah.
Every now and again. I'm like 50-50 on Switch. But Xbox, I think I'm trying to remember the last physical game I bought for Xbox. It might have been Quantum Break.
Wow.
When was Quantum Break? 2016.
20
Okay, so
20
8
years.
years then.
Somewhere back here, but the only thing I've bought in like the last decade plus is Batman Arkham Origins for the 360 version, because that's the only way you can get it back compat. That's it. That's all I have.
Oh, well, yeah. I bought Manhunt physical off eBay.
Oh, and I've got a Tekken
That's-
8. They sent the collector's edition. I didn't buy it, but that has a disc in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think
I bought...
the last physical game
Saboteur
I bought was
360.
Titanfall on the Xbox One.
I got that as well.
Was the last physical game.
They're all gone now. All my physical copies are gone. I've since replaced them with digital versions, so I don't have any physical PlayStation or Xbox games anymore.
Yeah.
I always
Just on
forget to
Switch.
turn Jin on. I got his wing working again. I just had to push it in more.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
Capcom are not giving up physical on Switch and PlayStation.
And yes, I would imagine they're not making anywhere near as many as they used to. So even if you're not
That's
giving
the
it
thing.
up, it's
Nintendo and PlayStation don't have the minimum print requirement.
Well,
So
it's
I
really
wouldn't be
small,
surprised
isn't
if-
it? Because they print their own. That's why they're able to do the smaller batches without it costing a lot. I thought was the thing. Because Switch also
Well,
has they're just carts.
Tom Henderson in the chat's asking, do we think next gen, like purely next gen, whatever consoles will have disk drives? Yeah or no?
Not by default.
I think Nintendo will, PlayStation will, Xbox won't want to, Microsoft will not want to, but that puts them in a very precarious position. Like, if you think about it, they already have trouble now with games skipping that platform because of the minimum print requirement. Imagine if they went with a digital-only console.
Hasn't hurt PC.
Yeah.
But I don't know that either would have it by default, but would have external drives to add on. Xbox, I think, will always have it because they do have back compat. And for people
That's a
who
good
own the
point.
games, and then you can download the game, like, unless they did that original plan they have of bring this in or send it to us and we'll give you a digital code, which they can't do for a lot of those physical only ones. I think they'll have a drive.
Everyone wanted to bitch and moan because Microsoft was going to let you install your disc and have a digital copy of the game. And all the fucking babies without internet were like, oh, they're going to take your games away. You fucking idiots. When I was trying to tell you all that this is a great idea to be able to buy a disc, install it, and have a digital copy, how fucking cool is this? Like, I feel like everyone's forgotten how when we used to buy DVDs and Blu-rays and they'd give us a free digital copy of those movies.
Yep.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think it still happens infrequently.
I think so.
I don't know. I haven't bought a Blu-ray or a DVD in a long time.
Worse, like it's tied to a streaming service or something like that. Instead of being you can download this and have it, it's like you get it on this service, but then like I think the ultraviolet service is just gone. So what you had is just gone. There's something that happened like that.
But all those DVDs and Blu-rays it was all mixed. Some of them you got an iTunes movie. Some of them you got a movie with some other service. It was all just a hodgepodge of bullshit. But I remember when I heard at the time that Microsoft was going to let us buy a disc, install it, and then just put the disc away. I was like, that is the fucking coolest. Everybody wins. The people that love their physical can still have their physical shelf with their beautiful games on it and the worthless disc in there.
They can't buy other people's discs that have been used.
Oh, no. Microsoft would have figured it out eventually. They would have figured out a way eventually. Just like everything. All OSs evolve. All systems evolve. All everyone had to do was give it time. Because all this bullshit, they're taking our rights away with games. Guess what, man? Those rights are gone now anyway. If anything, Microsoft was giving EB a lifeline. If anything, that actually would have given physical a lifeline. Having that.
Yeah.
But nah, man. You all wanted to fucking cry. On the internet,
the original
no less.
Xbox One. I think Microsoft, though, for next gen, especially if there's a handheld, the handheld's probably going to be digital only, right? They're not going to do cartridges like Nintendo.
No.
Right.
That would be digital only.
So it's a digital only handheld, and they'll just have a physical disc console.
Not to rub this into John at all, but all of these are they're only physical. You can put a hard drive into them, but that's it. You can't, and that is a lot of work.
That's the thing for me. Physical is like a perishable disc, and hard drives are also physical items, and they also can perish. So arguably, it's all the fucking same. So that's why I don't care. And then people go, "Oh yeah, but they can revoke your license," and I'm like,
they can revoke your license with a disc.
Yep, they can just turn the servers off a lot of the time.
They can revoke your license with the disc. That's the whole point. The discs these days are coasters.
The poll is done.
votes.
Let's have a look. We were nearly at 69. Nice. But yes, 67% of the 80 people that voted are 100% digital.
And if you're
Certainly the same thing
you can
with
make an article about that when you got to hit your quota.
So Sony the same thing with the PSP Go. Came out at the wrong time. The world wasn't ready for the Go yet to have an all-digital little handheld console. I wish I got one of those when I had the chance. I had a PSP at the time, so I was like, I've already got a PSP. I don't need to go.
I see Winter Shoulder saying, issue is Xbox is so online tethered, offline is not good enough. It's because you all game share. If you're not game sharing, in general, it just works. Now, there are occasions where...
PlayStation game shares?
Yeah, but we're in an Xbox audience now, more than PlayStation. So the Xbox UI can break where you're forced to go offline if you want to play stuff. It just won't launch when some servers are down. That's the bad part. But they'll work if you're offline if it's your home console. But it's not.
That's
for
right.
most
But
people.
wouldn't that technically be the same thing on PlayStation and Switch?
I'm not 100% sure on Switch. On PlayStation, it is. The issue is they don't generally have that. This server has gone down. You can't launch the thing you own. That specific bug. That isn't a major Xbox bug, but it affects people who are game sharing. If you're not game sharing, then it's normally fine. But since most of us game share, when that bug hits, it feels a lot worse.
Yeah, like if my internet's out, my Series X becomes like a doorstop because my little boy's console is my home Xbox.
But PlayStation and Nintendo would be exactly the same.
I know, but we're an Xbox site, so people are focused on Xbox with that. Also, PlayStation has not had that very specific bug where this server has gone down, so nobody can load their games up if they're online. They have to go offline.
I'm pretty... my Switch is not the main Switch. There's another Switch in the lounge where that have been registered as all our home consoles. So I'm pretty sure if this thing lost internet, I would not be able to play any of these games. Just like on Xbox. So different.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about something else. I've explained it like 3 times. It's the specific, the way it breaks for people on Xbox doesn't happen on the other ones. With this online server's down, so now you can't play your stuff. It's not even that the internet's down. It's just like this specific server's been down for a day, so nobody who has to log in to play games can play them.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, oh, your internet's down, so it's useless. But yeah.
Windows XP, member for 2 months. The issue with all digital like the PSP Go was games were more expensive digital. They should be cheaper. That I agree 1000%. It is insane that digital games are more expensive than physical games. That makes absolutely 0 sense.
I mean, it does.
0 sense.
They're, a lot of times when physical games are cheaper, it's because they're not making any money off that sale anymore. It's either secondhand or it was sold to the company a long time ago and it's just taking up space. So they take a loss to free up their stock at the store. But with digital, it's not an actual thing you have to worry about having enough of or having too many of. If you don't have FOMO, you can get most games pretty cheap unless it's like Call of Duty, which never goes on.
I know that. I don't buy games at launch anymore. I know that. I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, if a brand new game comes out, it shouldn't be $99.95 Australian, both digital and physical.
Yeah,
the digital should be cheaper.
When they said we're going to do digital, you think like, oh, okay, like Steam, everything's cheaper on Steam, right? No, wrong. It's the same, or actually more.
This is another problem that Microsoft's original plan for Xbox One would have solved. Because you would have bought the cheaper disc and got the digital copy.
Never mind. It's not happening, Nick, yeah? It's over.
We are lucky that inflation hasn't kept up with gaming as is. So it's not a nice thing, but I'm happy that games are not more expensive than they are. They haven't gone up. I mean, they were way more expensive on like Super NES and stuff when the carts were like $80. Like there were some where
$90 US.
Yeah, like the actual tech in the disc or in the cartridge to make the game run better made it so much more expensive. And overall, I think gaming has never been technically cheaper to get a huge library of stuff. It's just you want to play the new stuff. Or you want to look really cool in the free-to-play stuff, and that can be just insane amounts of money. Like Monopoly Go,
so true,
which has made $1 billion in 2 months.
So true, Abdul. Abdul goes, if Xbox One continued with always online, would have been the best console of all time. Yeah, for me, it might have been. If they had stuck to their original plan, for me, I don't know, not everyone. For me, man, would have made it so good.
Yeah, Tom in the chat, surprised we're not at $100 a game at the moment. It'd be interesting to know how many buy those editions that are at that price. And
it's 2.2 million for College Football 25.
I think you'll see though, like Microsoft, and people get really pissy about it, but it's a pretty savvy business method of it's day one on Game Pass, but this premium version gives you 3 days early access, and gamers get the FOMO, and they're like, well, okay, I'm just going to drop the money and play it 3 days early. That's how you have your cake and you eat it.
And for preservation, everything comes out on PC now for the most part, and it's preserved on PC. If you care about preservation, I think the realization has been it's just going to be PC. It's never going to be great on consoles ever, which sucks. But if you really care and want to play games, then it's going to be PC.
I've got a note in the news here. Take-Two GeForce.
Yeah, so last week we had a thumbnail. Last week we had a thumbnail where the feature story would be about the GeForce Now cloud thing being alongside Xbox Cloud, and we did not talk about it at all because we got distracted by the SNK versus Capcom Chaos thing. So there was a little sort of background update, I guess, where now, you know how you can go to your My Games and Apps and play a game straight there, cloud streaming. Apparently with some of those games, you also get the option to pick to play the game on GeForce Now. Now, I've tried that on a few games here, and it just goes straight to xCloud. I don't get the GeForce Now.
All
option,
it does is
so
it's just a link to go to that store page on GeForce Now's website. So it's very light integration, but
Oh.
it's showing that. It's not built
Really?
into xCloud. So the thing with GeForce Now, and I don't think it truly competes with xCloud the way a lot of people talk. I think xCloud's proposition is for the casual who wants to spend a specific amount to just have a bunch of games to play, and they don't want to have to buy games after they're already paying for this sub.
Just the link.
Yeah, that's it.
I just assumed it would be like proper integration where in the settings you attach your GeForce Now account to your Xbox account. They talk to each other because you know how all accounts link to each other these days. So I just assumed you sign into your GeForce Now account, which links to your Xbox account. It reads your game library, and then when you go to click on Play Cloud, you pick which one and it starts streaming. To me, that would be great integration. If it's just a fucking link, what's the point of that? Just go to the Edge browser and do it there.
It's for casual people who have Game Pass and the small select crowd that's going to pay for Game Pass Ultimate or owns those games and has GeForce Now. Like GeForce Now is a specific customer who will buy video games and play them that way. It's not for people who want the all one-stop shop, so that's why I think they're fine with the integration, because they're not directly competing as heavily as it feels like, and they can make a bunch of money if people buy the games for that. So,
But how cool would it have been if they did it my way? Where you literally link the two accounts to each other. And then you just pick which one and it just starts streaming via that service.
Technically, well, because I can't imagine the back-end work for all that would be really hard.
I don't know either, but
yeah,
Microsoft's generally actually pretty good at that.
As it goes now, I think there is Game Pass integration into GeForce Now, like as in you tie your account and you get access to a select number of games in GeForce Now.
Correct.
But the free tier, you only get to play so much. It's not as
I know.
It's not as readily available on the devices that xCloud
1 hour.
is. So yeah, I don't know.
The free tier is 1 hour of game time and a couple of other restrictions, 1080, 60, a few other things here and there. But yeah, I forgot about that. I already have my GeForce Now and Xbox account linked to each other. So you'd think that link would go both ways. You'd think.
GeForce Now is in 71 countries. Quite a few.
Yeah, probably more than PlayStation Now.
Yeah, it's only like 8.
Yeah, so dumb.
Nobody talks about the PlayStation streaming, which has all the better, looks better, feels better, like higher stuff, but it's just not available anywhere, and it's only a specific subset of games you own.
I'm sure it's great. If I could fucking try it, it's not here. I've tried GeForce Now. I've tried xCloud. I've tried... Which are the other ones I've tried?
Oh, it's in more than I thought. Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Canada, Croatia, Czech Republic, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Greece. It's in a lot of Europe. And then US and Canada. And the UK. And Japan.
I was annoyed it never came here because remote play is fantastic for me. That's why I've always been annoyed that PlayStation Now never came. Because remote play works so well for me. I would just so well.
Instead of typing this whole thing out, I'm just going to say to the elemental hero, the Shadow Link, Dragon, Wolf, kill. It got cut off. I can't remember what the K is for. King. Digital piracy on PC is way more of a better backup for games than physical discs, because physical discs don't have the launch versions of games most of the time now. Like, it's also not a thing that's just going to randomly disappear. I don't know what that point is. I'll just say that. For preservation, I say PC simply because people will take it upon themselves to do what companies won't. There's already a movement from people to try and bring back the crew on PC through modding and running their own servers and shit. Like, game preservation will be from people as long as copyright law doesn't get so goddamn bad that they're in huge legal trouble if they try, which is what kills Nintendo.
Not just that. How many computers these days come with a disk drive?
None. Yeah, if you're worried about preservation, and I get it, like, console games are not going to be preserved that well. They're just not going to be. 360 stores gone in a couple days. Ton of shit's just gone forever.
I have
crazy.
So I've got, and the only reason I still have these HD DVDs is because I kept the Xbox 360 HD DVD player. That's the only reason. Oh man, look at this. That's the good Hulk movie. Don't worry about the fucking Ed Norton shit. That one was great. Blades of Glory, classic.
Man, I love my
classic
HD
comedy.
DVDs.
300. What a movie.
Like, I've got discs somewhere in this house, but they're literally all in a black bin bag up somewhere in the loft. Like, because they're just
HD
pointless.
DVD should have won, man. HD DVD should have won.
But it didn't. It didn't. I think that's it. That's all we got really for news. Like, it might actually.
It's the
happen,
doldrums. It's the doldrums of the
quiet
year.
before the storm.
Yeah, it really will pick up next month, I'm sure. But for now,
I will say it does turn out I don't need the quick show anymore, but that's okay.
Oh, that's all right. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind a good night's.
I mean, we're already an hour 40 in. It's not like quick would be almost
not
done
that
now.
short.
We're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I will wrap up this section before we do a quick game of What Year, My Dear, and then we'll dive into the community questions to close things out. I will say next week's show on Saturday, the
It's gonna
3rd
suck.
of August, is going to be very exciting. So be there, trust me, because it's going to be cool.
On the 3rd?
On the 3rd, yes, because it's the full, the full teasing, and things being semi-lined up, and premieres being scheduled.
So we already
and
know
all of
what
that
our
jazz.
thumbnail is going to be. Not a direct anything, but we can make it about that. Hashtag secret project.
Thanks for the reminder, Zach Riley, giver of free games to me.
Oh, little
yeah.
news, nice. Yeah, there you go.
We forgot about that. So I only saw a Wario64 tweet. I don't know if that was the original source of the story, so I don't want to act like he was, but I saw his tweet. So apparently at some... there
Comic-Con.
was some...
A couple
Oh,
of
was that
figurines at
Comic-Con?
Comic-Con. Yeah, a couple of toys being
Yes.
shown off, or statues.
A couple of figurines at Comic-Con, the signs next to them may have given away that there's Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remasters. So I
thought
had
it
a few
was
people tag me
stickers.
on Twitter about that because
I
I
thought it was
mentioned it.
stickers on people's laptops.
No,
like
it's
actually the logo.
I'll look it up.
iconography.
No, it's a logo on the plinth of the statues. I promise.
Yeah. I had a couple of people tag me on Twitter because they remembered that I had mentioned a while back that I had heard that there was a
sorry,
Soul
Nick.
Reaver 1.
You got to stop. Tyler's Corner. This is boring.
What's
Is it-
boring?
This show, I
The
guess.
Soul Reaver thing.
Just shut up.
The Soul
Lame.
Reaver thing.
You're bad at gaming. He said you're Y-O-U-R, not you
Yeah.
are. Yeah, so
Yeah, apostrophe R-E.
see you later, Tyler.
Yeah.
What these people?
Yes, because I had mentioned quite a long time ago, I think it was close to 3 years ago, that I'd heard there was a Soul Reaver remaster, and then people kept asking me, where is it? And I said, look, I don't know if it still exists. I had heard Nix's was making it, and Nix's got bought. So I just assumed that the Soul Reaver remaster was gone. I assumed. I hadn't heard it was gone. I assumed. But if they're also doing Soul Reaver 2, then that would explain why it's taken so long, because they're doing both games and probably releasing them at the
here it
same
is.
time. Like, that would explain it.
Cards on the plinth
Yeah.
with a little QR code.
What?
Cards right next to the figurines that are being set up. That's a Soul
Yeah.
Reaver 1 and 2 remaster with a QR code.
And it's got Crystal Dynamics on there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting as well. So, unless they picked that up from... again, I had only heard
Well, it was
Nix's
their IP,
doing
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a
Yes.
Amy
original
Hennig
IP, but
game
are they doing it
for
again?
Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think they own the IP. I thought Square still did.
Probably.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what. And Nix's was always doing work for Square Enix. Which would make sense as to why I heard it was Nix's doing the remasters.
You're lame.
But I had only heard about the first game. I hadn't heard about the second game. So this would potentially explain why it's taken so long, because they were doing both games. I only heard about the one.
Mm-hmm.
But I had Soul Reaver on Dreamcast.
I really
It was a
like
great
them
game.
back then. I've tried going back to them. They don't play great, but they're still really cool. Because it was the time before dual analog and it like camera
Yes,
and controls.
yes.
It's rough to go back to, but yeah, I always really like those games.
And I assume these remasters, they'd be putting in some work underneath to make them more playable for
Yeah.
modern
You'd hope.
time.
Crystal Dynamics should own the Legacy of Kain IP.
Oh, really?
It was all their games.
So it will be
So-
Embracers then, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was part of leaving.
Yay.
Tomb Raider now owns Crystal Dynamics now owns Tomb Raider Legacy of Kain. They took it with them when they got bought.
So maybe Nixes were working on it, and then of course, I don't know. It's all just what I had heard. I heard that it was Nixes doing it, and then Sony bought them. Then all of a sudden, Crystal Dynamics took stuff with them or whatever. Yeah. So it makes sense that it got messy behind the scenes.
If they had been paying them to do work, like they would have that work and potentially be able to go off of it. Who knows? But yeah, I'd be up for it.
But it makes sense. It sounds like it was messy behind the scenes. So and if they were doing the second game as well, then it would explain a lot. But that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Hope it happens.
It's one of those ones. It's that era where those types of, if you're actually going through and modernizing controls, I think it really it behooves having it exist, because some things are not that old that get remastered. You're like, okay, it's a little prettier, but the game fundamentally is the same. But fixing something like this up, like that's the pitch for Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Take a game that was notorious for controlling very weirdly and trying to modernize it. So if they tried something similar, because they also did that with the Tomb Raider remasters, feel a little better at times with the modern controls.
God, you know, they're doing Dead Rising, right? And they're making Dead Rising. You know what Capcom should give that Dead Rising treatment to? God, Jesse, I reckon you'll guess it. What's a Capcom game that was a bit weird to control at the time that could definitely use a touch-up to play more modern?
Shit. God damn it, I can't remember the name.
It's a shooter.
Fuck.
Lost Planet.
Yeah, god damn it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Because Lost Planet had weird...
360 vibes.
Lost Planet and Gun Valkyrie from Sega.
I don't think I ever played that
That's another one that could use modern-day control treatment. Gun Valkyrie and Lost Planet, if they got modern-day remasters / remakes to have proper modern third-person shooter controls, ooh, boy, that would be
And let
good.
me turn off needing to farm T-Eng.
Like there's this whole
As much.
Honestly, there's this whole period of games from the late Gen 6 to like mid Gen 7. These games that had so much potential that were like held back by the controls of their time, and a bunch of 64 games too. Like so many 64 games like GeForce Gemini and stuff, if they had dual analog control, would be infinitely better.
Does that have dual analog on the rare replay version?
I have not tried it.
I did, and I don't remember.
I have not tried
But that's what made games like Halo and The Last of Us and Gears stick out so much, is because that's when it was like, oh, these actually feel great on a controller. Because like even the original 360 joysticks, the actual quality of them, not anywhere near what we're used to now with how responsive and high quality they can be before they break.
But yeah, there's this whole swathe of games from that block of that decade or so of games that the potential was there, but they were held back by the tech and controls of their time. Where if they got remasters and remakes, they'd just be genuinely fantastic games. And I reckon Lost Planet is one of them. Lost Planet and Gun Valkyrie. Those two are prime for modern day remakes. I reckon they'd become genuinely amazing games with modern day control. Especially Gun Valkyrie, which was really unique.
And I missed that early. I don't know, there's something about the 360 gen. That's why for me, it was like my golden era. There was just so many unique,
I know,
different
on both consoles,
on all consoles,
PS3 as well. Yeah, Sony was at their quirky and creative best in the first half of the PS3, in particular. So much cool stuff back then. Most of what I own on PS3 digitally is from the first half of that generation. Stuff like Echo Chrome, and I've even got Loco Roco Cocorecho on PS3, and I've cool stuff like Snake Ball, which was like this modern twist on Snake that we all used to play on our phones. It's like full 3D, and you're riding on these massive snakes. It was such a cool game. Just So much cool stuff from that earlier period.
I love those.
So
the
much
good old
cool
days,
stuff.
mate. The
I
good
would say
old days.
there's more good stuff now than ever, though. Just
Yeah,
not
like,
from
but-
those publishers. It's
Yes,
a different
like-
it's a different system. We
Yeah,
don't get the
it's
experiments
indies
from the
where-
big boys.
Indies is where that stuff is at now. But the days of that AA different thing that was, you know, didn't have to sell 3 million companies. Oh, then suddenly they've all been fired. It was just, they were just all existing and it was fun.
Jesse's right in so much as the quality overall is better now. The quality bar is better now. But what we have lost in games now, and indies are trying their best to bridge that gap, what we have lost is the quirkiness and the experimental stuff we used to get.
It's very
like
cookie-cutter.
a game like Echochrome. I always call that Echochrome. I'm sure it's probably Echochrome. A game like Echochrome now would only be made by an indie. You wouldn't have Sony really publishing something like that now.
That was the very cool thing about Kunitsugami, is that was weird Capcom again. That's nothing like what they've been making lately. And that was really cool.
Correct.
Even Exoprimal was
Yes.
very different than anything they'd been making in a lot of ways. It did go for that more online multiplayer light microtransaction focus, but even that was odd. It was a really weird game, which I found pretty cool about it.
But even the AAA stuff, like Resistance, wasn't like a... It was this almost set in the 40s or 50s, but there was aliens, but there was also modern guns, and it was like this cool mashup thing they did, and Xbox obviously had Crackdown, which was like, it's GTA, but it's this fun, crazy GTA where you become a superhero that can pick up trucks and throw them around. Just, you don't get that anymore. You don't get that anymore. It's just, it's also safe, and it's also, it's good. The quality is good. I'm not saying they're bad games. The quality is there. The quality bar is ridiculous now, to the point where the review scale's all fucked up because of it. Like that's how good the quality bar is.
Reviews are
Like,
lower than they
it's-
used to be. Funnily enough, they're actually by default on average they're a lot lower than they used to be, because everything could be in.
I know, but what I'm saying
mid-90s.
is, I feel like the quality bar of games now is so high that it's almost screwed up the review scale, where 7 is trash. 7's trash. 7 wasn't seen as trash back in the late PS2 days, early 360 days. 7 wasn't seen as trash.
Yeah, even like that SBC Chaos game was like a 6, and people still are looking forward to it coming back.
Loved it.
Yeah.
I just don't think people cared about reviews as much back then.
There
Also,
weren't
no
nowhere near
social
as many.
media.
Yeah, there was. Most of those old games have like 20, 30 at the most. Now you get 200.
Yeah. And there was no social media to amplify the idiots. Like, there was this great saying that I saw, and it's true about all social media. It's like, TikTok didn't make people dumb. TikTok just showed us the dumb people. And that's what social media hasn't made society stupid. Social media has just shown society all the stupid people in society. That's what social media's done. We just didn't care about reviews as much back then. We just played the game that looked cool. And, I mean, to be fair, if we're talking about Crackdown specifically, very, very smart to put the Halo 3 beta with Crackdown, so that people legitimately tried Crackdown out and loved it. John's muted, as well as staring into space.
I said I love Crackdown.
Yeah,
John's cam froze. No, it didn't.
Crackdown.
He was just his
That didn't
dreams.
freeze. John was just staring into space.
His dreams of a shorter show have been shattered by Nick continuing the news with good topics and a good discussion, I will say.
Yeah, I don't mind. It's all good.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, there are those
I'm going to buy
AA
SNK
games.
vs. Capcom Chaos on Switch.
There are newer AA tier games like Banishers, Ghost of New Eden, and RoboCop, and others that were brought up in chat. It's just not from those publishers and devs who used to do them. They are now essentially either AAA or very tiny. They're not that getting close to AAA. Like Dragon's Dogma wasn't AAA, but Dragon's Dogma 2 feels like it was AAA. Like everything's gone up a lot.
But also, I feel like I see these companies like release a Banisher's Ghosts of New Eden, and then I feel like I'm going to read in 6 to 9 months' time that the development studio is closing down.
Yep, and that game.
But that's how I feel modern gaming
don't
is.
nod. I know, but it's
I
don't
know, but
nod,
that's
so-
how it feels. That's just how it feels. Like what was Immortals of Avium, right? I think it's on EA Play now, right?
Yeah,
But-
it's on It's on PlayStation Plus and Game Pass.
Yeah, but and they obviously clearly did that because, good God, we're gonna die if we don't take some money and do a deal in some form here. I mean, it's good for us consumers but that's the thing that people are so focused on. Like,
That's
to
the
your point,
irony of
Nick,
it, though.
Yeah,
About
we
the
used
Game
to
Pass
just buy
deals.
based on a box. Yeah,
Well, even like Banishers.
People want to
I
blame
know
the
people-
Game Pass deals.
People said Banishers didn't review that great, but it's an 80 on OpenCritic. Like it reviewed really well. But people are like, well, I'm not spending
good score.
I'm not spending $60 or $70 on 180. Like it needs to be great or cheaper. And it's just that's when it's like that's I
The
think
quality
people
bar is so high now.
want new IP and they say they want new IP and they say they want single player games, but there's
They
also
don't.
there's so many of them that you can't buy all of them at launch. And that's when they all make their money. They make their money at launch. They don't make their money back long-term over sales for the most part. They make the majority of their money in the first couple weeks. And then after that, it's what can we do? It's not like a Northman situation where that kind of bombed at the box office and then went fucking crazy on digital and is now made its money back. Like it hadn't actually made its money back at the movies, but that has now made its money back at home and is getting cool-ass collector's editions in the UK and stuff. Like that just rarely happens for games that are single player only. No microtransactions, nothing.
Yeah.
It's really hard to break through because there are too many games for almost anyone to keep up with everything. I try, and even then I'm missing 95% of what comes out.
That's why cheap DLC should be standard. Make the money back then.
They tried with Dragon's Dogma to give you even the lightest little help DLC, and people lost their fucking minds. It wasn't even cheat DLC. It was just you can get some extra resources and things that you can get in game, but you can get some extras here, and people just lost their shit.
Really?
Yeah.
You know how quickly
They went
I bought...
absolutely insane.
Do you know how fast I bought the Resident Evil 2 cheap DLC? That gives you like unlimited ammo for your guns and all. I bought that so fast.
Straight
Like
away.
I did, and all the maps with the maps that reveal all the treasures. I bought those for Resident Evil 4. Bought them for Resident Evil 2. I bought that shit and it was only like a couple of bucks. It's not like they were charging $15 or some shit. It was like $3 or $4 or something for like unlimited ammo, and I'm like, it's made the game 10 times funner. Or 10 times more fun,
you
because
need
fun
to
is
have-
not a real word.
You need to have challenge. It needs to be difficult. Like
Oh,
cheating.
yeah. This relaxing hobby should be a fucking pain in the ass. Jesus. Jesus
fair enough,
Christ.
Amanda just left, so now
Um,
Oreo wants attention real bad.
Of course.
Jesus Christ.
See you, Gary.
No worries, Gary. Appreciate
worries,
you hanging
Gary.
out.
No worries,
Um,
Gaz. Off to work.
But yeah,
on a
there you go.
Sunday.
That's-
Ooh.
And I would
That's
just
all the
say,
news, mate.
I can't recommend Banishers enough. It's one of the best stories I've watched in a while. Not even just video game stories, like the actual story of that game and going through all the side quests and the choices you have to make. It hit me very hard emotionally. I would say to Nick, don't ever bother playing it because it's okay as a game.
Yeah, I know.
It is incredible as an experience of not skipping the fucking story.
Not for me. Because anyone who watched me playing yesterday...
I know, but you like movies, like you like stories. It's like that. It can some things can be elevated by a great story during them. They don't.
I'm playing
all
a
have to
video
be.
game.
That can have a great story.
When
You
I'm
can play a
watching a
video
movie-
game that's focused on the gameplay. And you
When
can play
I'm
one
watching
that
a
is
movie,
elevated by
I'm
the
watching
story.
a movie. When I'm playing a video game, I'm playing a video game. Don't want to watch a movie. Just want to
Fair
play
enough.
the game.
There you go. That's all the news. That's everything. We've bled it dry. So I guess it's time to play a little bit.
Which
of,
one? Is it name a game or what year, my dear?
It's what
It's what
year?
year,
So
my
have
dear,
your
mate.
calculators ready.
Yeah,
All right,
my pen and paper.
hitting that button.
All
Old
right.
school.
Yes, every week on the XboxEra podcast, we play some form of silly game show just to provide a perk for our wonderful patrons, because without them, we wouldn't exist. So I would like to extend some gratitude and some love, because I really appreciate the patrons. And if you want to be in a chance for winning a game, because that's the whole point of doing this, is we win our patrons, we act as champions, we win them some games out of Jesse's big list of game codes, then
We
head
got
to
win them.
patreon.com/XboxEra.
Yep.
Who are we playing for this week, Nick?
I am playing for Confused Clarity,
Mm-hmm.
and John is playing for Frostal. Frostal.
Okay.
That is who John is playing for.
All right.
There is a category this week. It is games that have been published or developed. So not always developed, but quite often developed by Square, whether they were Squaresoft or Square Enix. So you've got from the late 80s up to this year. A lot of stuff.
I basically don't play any Square games outside of
Me neither, so we're on an equal footing.
outside of Tomb Raider.
They're a very well-known, like they make a lot of well-known stuff, so it shouldn't be that hard.
Obviously.
Yeah. Whether you play them or not, it should be
Don't know
fine.
the year that
Go.
All right.
shit
Oh,
came out.
I gotta get the music on. God damn, this cat. I'm now having to fight this cat from jumping on my PC. Where there is no space, I've made it so the top of my PC's got like a fan on it and a bunch of shit, and he still keeps jumping on it, knocking it all off, and then getting very scared and running away. And knocking more off as he runs away. Because he's an idiot. But I love him. Because he's very nice. He's just stupid as shit. So. All right. I'm finally starting to feel tired from yesterday's stream. Okay, number 1. The original Final Fantasy on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh my god.
God.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know.
You can always
Alright, I have
guess.
my year
You
written
can always
down.
guess based on when the consoles were around. It's not that hard. I can give you the console.
I have my year written down.
All right, gentlemen, show me your nuts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got to get it right in your face, or I can't see because of the way this is set up, John.
Oh.
Right. 90 and 87. On the nose is Special Nick gaining 2 points, as it was 1987.
Nice.
All right. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Boom.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, 1878 from 8 Myers 8 and Chatty was very close.
1878. Someone
guessing,
time
yeah.
traveled back and gave him a NES.
All right. Number 2.
Yeah.
Dungeon Siege 3 for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC, which was published by Square Enix.
Man.
This is just going to be the most random guess of all time.
Yeah.
This was a
Dungeon
big
Siege
game. You really don't
3.
remember this one? Huh.
No.
I remember.
Annoying as shit. All right, it's back.
Yeah, I saw that
Hello,
it was
everyone.
hanging a bit over
Yeah,
here.
I don't know why I was freaking doing that. It just kept doing that thing where it shoots up to like trying to use 35 megabits of data for no reason, even though I'm set to like 3. Annoying AV1 encoder issue. It's fine now. All right, gentlemen, show me your nuts in 3, 2, 1.
Oh god, camera, focus. I've got 2008. I don't know why it's not.
On the
Not
ball,
varies.
but not once again, is John the Mechanico, who's closer, as it was 2013.
Literally pulled that out of my ass.
So
What
John
did he
was,
say? He
John
said
said-
2011.
yeah, 2011. It came out in 2013.
God, and 2013 was the first number I had in my head, but I'm like, that feels too late because that's when Xbox One came out. So I'm like, nah, it's not that. Damn, I should have
All
gone
right.
with my gut.
2-1, Nick in the lead. Next one, as we try and keep these snappy, is Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. You got a range of years, John. It's not that hard. When these systems existed.
I didn't have. Yeah, but
Doesn't matter.
I didn't have any of
You
those.
cover video games ruling. You have to know now.
I should have to know, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh wait, trigger, not cross.
I have no idea.
Shit.
God damn it! It's that time of day where being on
No.
5G is going to screw me. I gotta just go back
then
on.
I think it's later. Then I think
4G.
it's later because Chrono Cross was first, then Chrono Trigger was second. So, okay.
Yeah, I'm always doing the very original first release, so not
I-
ported out of the countries.
Yeah, I've changed. I've made it a bit later because my year I think applies more to Chrono Cross and not Chrono Trigger.
All right, gentlemen, show me your year in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1994 and 1994.
Oh,
Well,
I had a 1. I had
year.
1991.
the year was 1995, so no points are awarded.
Oh, lucky I changed my year because I had 91 originally. I'm like, that would have been probably Chrono Cross, not Chrono Trigger.
I believe you are correct, because those games came out real fast back then.
Yeah.
All right, still 2-1,
Yes.
Nick in the lead. The next one is Kingdom Hearts 358 divided by 2 days for the Nintendo DS. This one is put in because the name is so fucking dumb.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? So
Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts
I know.
358/2 days for the DS.
Why?
Because it's such a
Why are you doing
stupid
this?
name.
Ken, no
It's a
idea.
very stupid name.
Yep. Gentlemen, show me your years in 3, 2, 1.
No idea.
Next thing's never going in focus. 2009 and 2005. Nailing the year for the second time this show is Special Nick. It was
Nice.
That's
2009.
a random, completely and utterly random guess.
All right.
No skill to that whatsoever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of video. That's a lot of this. It's just random guessing. Hey, Rayoid
Well,
in
it's only
chat
'cause
had it.
it's
He said
Square
he has
Enix
Google
games.
open, though. All right. Next one is Bushido Blade for the PlayStation 1.
I've played this.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
God.
It was weird.
I
as
didn't have
yeah.
a PlayStation 1 back then. I had a Saturn.
It was the original one-hit kill fighting game with samurai swords.
I'm gonna guess.
Gentlemen,
Yeah, I'm guessing as
give
well.
me your years in 3, 2, 1. Got 93 from John, who has no idea when the PlayStation 1 existed, and 97
PlayStation
God, no,
wasn't
yeah,
out
I
in
forgot-
93.
Got my years.
on the
It
nose
was
once again,
98.
taking
It
a
was 1998.
commanding lead is Special Nick. It was 1997.
Nice.
93? The PlayStation didn't
Yeah,
exist in
mate,
93.
I was completely. I'm tired. All right, what do you want from me?
I went 18 hours yesterday, John. I'm even more tired, so I understand.
I bet you are.
Next up is the original Kingdom Hearts for the PlayStation 2. Again, it existed in a specific 5 to 8. It was 8-year long stretch for the PS2. So, all right, gentlemen.
No, wait.
Oh, we're gonna do a countdown. Give me your year in 3, 2.
I had
1.
a year in mind and I changed it the last second. I had 2002 in mind and then I
98.
switched to 2003.
Should've
John,
stuck.
the PlayStation 2 didn't exist in 98.
And yet he still gets the point because you messed up by changing from the correct year of 2002. So he's closer without going over.
I was originally going to put 2002 and then I was like, oh, that's
You would
like
have had the game
only 2
won
years into
at that point if you had gotten that on the nose again.
Yeah. Then this
All right.
pain would have been over.
This one is a specific thing. It is Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, the reboot of the game on PS3 and PC. So not the original launch, but the A Realm Reborn reboot that saved that game that was terrible at launch. PlayStation 3 and PC.
God.
PlayStation 3, right?
PS3 and PC, yep. Gentlemen, give me your years in 3, 2, 1. So we got 2011 from John and 2011 from Nick. No points awarded because it was 2013 and you were tied.
Fuck. And I was going to say 2013, but I'm like, no, Xbox One and PS4 were out then. So that's
it
when
had
they
come out-
came out. So it
Came
wouldn't
out
be that
before
year.
then, but it was 2013 because they were fixing a game that was in really rough shape. All right, next one.
Damn.
Nier Automata for the PlayStation 4. Or Nier Automata,
Oh, shit.
depending on how you really want to say it.
Yeah. Shit.
Shit.
Um,
Bum, 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 bum.
I'm going to end up making that same mistake again, where I have a year in my head, and then I add a year, and it... Okay.
Gentlemen, give me your year in 3, 2, 1. 2017 and 2015. John is closer. It was 2018. Point to John. I was thinking 2018.
No, I wasn't. I was thinking 2017. I was actually thinking 2017.
All right. Next one up. Going back to the Super Nintendo, it is Secret of Evermore.
Ooh, I thought you were going to say Secret of Mana.
Thought about it. Well, Wikipedia
Secret
said
of
2018 to me, Abdul. Let me look it up. I might have to give John an extra point.
Secret.
What platform
Oh, it was
was this again?
2017. Yep,
SNES.
you're right, John. I wrote down the wrong thing.
SNES.
John nailed
Oh.
it. 6-4. Had to get an
And
extra point for John.
I was going to say 2017
Yep.
as well.
Didn't.
I know.
All right, gentlemen, show me your year for Secret of Evermore.
Wait.
Oh, well, it's been like friggin' 25 seconds. All right, give me your year in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 92 and 95. It was, in fact, 1995. We are tied.
The pressure is
That's what happens.
All right.
It's all random guesses. That's the problem.
It's literally
It's all just random guesses.
I need to... I've got the weird thing with 5G does not want to connect to YouTube. It's fine otherwise, but I'm going to quickly swap to 4G.
Yeah, why not?
It's not the 4G.
That's the end. There we go. All right. And we're back. Hello, everyone.
All right.
4G, I need to remember to go to it. It was not working great most
Just
of the day.
refresh.
So, yeah. Well, you got to type it. Refresh. We're back up.
Refresh.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and it's perfect. I put the quality up even because I knew it would be fine. All right. The next one is a weird-ass game that I don't know if I know how to say the name right, but it was something you should know of. Hytham, always so late. It is Ergiz for the PlayStation 1. Ergiz. It was a
I
big
was
game.
about to say, this is
Yeah.
PlayStation 1, isn't it?
Yeah. I know you might not have heard of it, John, but it is legitimately a game people know of. I promise. I didn't make it up.
I don't even like.
I picked
I
a
don't know.
year.
Wait, what
I
was
picked
the...
a year and then -1. I picked a year and then -1.
All right. Gentlemen,
PS1, right?
show me your years. Yeah, PS1. In 3, 2, just show them. I can't even see next. 93 and 98. Why do you keep going to 93 for PlayStation 1?
I don't know.
It came out in 95, didn't it?
I don't know. I don't know.
96.
Oh, 96. Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
Jesus Christ. Embarrassing. You Xbot. All right, well, Nick gets 2 points because he was correct. 1998. Takes
Ooh,
his
I was going to say 99.
takes the
I
lead
went to
back.
say 99 and I -1.
It is funny. I went from trying to do 3K on the 5G, 4G mix to doing 6K on 4G, and it's fucking perfect. I got to just remember to
Yeah, it
do that
looks
from
great.
now on.
Yeah. Until you get your fucking internet back.
No, honestly, this 4G is probably fine. It was 18 hours, Nick, yesterday without a single drop.
I
Not
know,
a
the
single frame
4G, so I
drop.
don't know why you didn't just do 4G to start with.
I forgot. That's why. I'm really tired. I slept for 12 hours straight. All right. The next
tried
one
to give you a
is
break.
the best game on the list, The Quiet Man, for the PlayStation 4 and PC.
Oh my god.
The game that made Roundhouse Studios have to exist. Or no, that was also
The
their other one.
Quiet Man.
Right. I'm going to pick a year and -1.
Yeah, for the PlayStation 4 and PC. The one that matters is PS4, obviously, because that gives you an idea. Gentlemen, show me your years in 3, 2, 1.
Pick in the year and -1.
I did exactly the same thing.
2018 and 2014. John has now tied the game. It was 2018.
I picked 20. I
This is
picked
such
2015. I
I
picked
should have
2015
0
and just minus the 1.
I should have 0 points. This is absolute farce.
It's really weird that, like, The Quiet Man was a hilarious meme game. It's weird you don't know it. Also,
I
speaking
know
of,
the game. I just don't know what year it came out.
Speaking of hilarious meme games, Balan Wonderworld for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The game that
that's way
essentially
more
ended
recent.
Yuji Naka's career. Outside of all the
That's way more
taxes.
recent. That's way more recent.
Balan Wonderworld.
Was it last year? Or was
No,
it the
not
year
that
before?
recent.
Meet Kumar's got it.
It's not that recent.
Gentlemen,
it's
give me
recent,
your
but it's
years.
not that recent. It's like a COVID game.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Jeff Grubbs talked about it for years.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
You have
it's-
both tied at 2021, so nobody gets a point because it was correct.
I almost said 2020 because I remember it was a COVID game, like a game that came out during COVID.
We
The thing with
stay
those
tied.
time periods of 2020 to now,
I
is
know.
like 2.5 years of it is just this weird
Blur.
amorphous blob.
Like Halo came out during COVID as well. Like
And
there's all
Forza
these
Horizon
COVID
5,
games.
like there's all the 2021
Yeah.
stuff feels weird to remember. All right, gentlemen, when did on the PlayStation 1, John's bane of existence,
Yeah,
1992.
Brave Fencer Musashi? A game he'll say, "What is that?" And everyone go like, yeah. "You don't know Brave Fencer Musashi?"
No.
All
What the
right.
fuck is that?
The heck?
Another
Brave
total
Fencer
guess.
Musashi.
Fuck
It was
do I know.
ARPG. I remember that game. I
I
always
never
kept
had a
up with stuff,
PS1. I got a PS1 much later.
though. Right?
Say
Gentlemen,
1993,
chat,
John.
A whole bunch of people just got it in chat because they know that game, I bet. All right, show your years because Nick's already showing it before I said a word. 98 and 99. Taking a commanding 2-point lead is John, who once again nailed it. 1998.
What? It was
Fuck
98. It
ridiculous.
was 98.
Absolutely ridiculous. I put 99 because if Nick hadn't have gone 99.3, I was just like, all right.
And
then
I was going to
minus
say
one.
98 as well. That's annoying me
It's
now.
like, that is such a joke.
Gentlemen, when did known loved platinum title Babylon's Fall release for the PlayStation 5 and PC?
Oh, this is
COVID game.
that. Yeah, this is that time period again that frightens and confuses me.
When did it release and last for a few months before being shut down? It might have been longer. I honestly don't remember how long it lasted.
Wait. When is the winner declared in this again?
You
Is
are
it
up by 2
first-
points. If you outscore him by 1 point, you win. There's only one more after this.
Babylon's Fall. Oh, not Godfall. Babylon's Fall.
They did not do Godfall.
Oh,
that was
I had Godfall in my head.
Godfall was Gearbox published.
Yeah. Babylon's Fall.
Oh god, maybe it was older than that.
PlayStation
now I'm-
5 and
Okay, no,
PC.
I'm confident with my date. I'm staying with my date.
93.
1993. That's absolutely
Right.
correct.
Gentlemen, show your years. 2022 from John, and what's from Nick? We got another
2022.
tie. It was 2022.
We out of my misery.
You only had
I
3
went-
years to go
I was
between.
going to say 2020 with Godfall. I had Godfall in my head, though. And then I had to remember Babylon's Fall.
The final one for Nick to try and tie so that I have to go to Wikipedia and find more games. A game I reviewed. When did Forspoken release on the PlayStation 5? I wrote 3. Forspoken for the PlayStation 5 and PC. But PS5 gives you the idea. Boop, boop. Gentlemen, give us me your years. 2023 and 2023, another tie. John has won by 2 points. Congratulations, John.
Wow, I did not see that coming. Absolute bullshit. But
Almost all of them were guesses for me as
complete
well.
bullshit. Congratulations to Frostal, who will win a game code from Jesse. Reach out to him on the Discord, XboxEra,
Or Patreon. I'll keep an eye there too.
discord.gg/Xbox, or the forums, whichever you like.
Discord, forums, or the Patreon direct messaging. I'll keep an eye on all of them like I always do.
Yeah. Oh, now it's that time in the show where I never forget and was wrongly lambasted last week.
You weren't wrongly lambasted.
Wrongly accused
I
and
watched it
lambasted
again.
publicly.
Jesse's just doing his best to twist it in a way where, no, you did. All you talked about was the fact that it was a perk that they can, the great patrons, it's a perk that they can ask questions.
No.
That's all you did.
No.
You
He's
need
wrong.
to dedicate, actually
okay to be
talk
wrong.
about them and dedicate some time to talking about them.
Well, our really wonderful, brilliant patrons that keep this whole
Yes.
site alive and make everything possible.
Yes. Yes.
What, talk about how
they are the
fantastic
reason.
they are. They're the lifeblood of
They
everything
are
we
the
do.
reason. The patrons are the reason I got in trouble. You know when your wife does that thing where they don't actually scold you and they don't really tell you they're upset with you, but you know that they're upset with you. That's what I got yesterday for doing a 6-hour stream.
Hey,
You can totally stream. It's okay. It's fine.
we have a saying on this side of the pond, like between my friendship group, when that kind of thing happens. Right?
Yeah,
If you ask that kind of question in front of your bros, right?
Yeah.
And my best mate always does it. He'll pop up like his head behind her, and he'll be like, "It's a test, bro." and then she'll always be like, "No, it's not. It's not. I'm genuinely okay with it."
Yeah.
You failed the test, bro.
Yeah, you failed the test.
Failed.
That's what I got. That's what I got yesterday because I was supposed to go and help take my son to basketball and then do other things.
failed.
And
You
then I
failed the
remember
test.
the stream, and I'm like, oh well, I couldn't stream last night at 10 o'clock at night because then I would have been streaming till 3 a.m. And I'm like, is it alright if I do the stream today? Yep. Totally fine if you do the stream today. It's fine.
It's a test, bro. You failed.
I mean
You
it.
failed
It's okay.
You failed the
That's
test.
why I did it for the patrons. I got in trouble for the patrons because of the fact that they give us money and support us.
Yep, they are
That's why I
brilliant.
did it, mate.
You know, like
Got in
I
trouble.
got us 5 gifted subs during the show and a couple super chats, and she'd be like, "Well, where's that money?" I'd be like, "I won't get any of it." And then just
Yeah,
makes
I
her
don't
more
get any
angry.
of it. See?
Well,
Got in
I'm
trouble
glad,
with the
I'm
wife.
glad you kind of mentioned that for me and got in trouble just for our patrons. But now it's time for community questions. Indeed, if you are one of our brilliant, wonderful, fantastic patrons, community questions is a perk that you get for being fantastic and brilliant and wonderful. And you can get access to the Patreon lounge on both the forums and in our Discord, where lots of fun things happen all the time, including some more deep conversation and inside talk between the team and you. But you can drop your questions into the Patreon lounge on the forums, and we've got 12 of them or so today. So
No,
that's-
not many today.
Like 10.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Not even. Not even.
Not even. There we go.
No. Okay.
Crack on.
So we'll go straight to the questions. Hytham G. Hytham G. Did you gents ever had something spicy in your mouth that made it hot as hell that caught fire in your mouth, but your gents' experience on eating something super spicy? P.S. If you did a hot spicy challenge, would you put it in your mouth for trillions of dollars if you
Yes.
gents eat it?
Yeah.
Yeah, for trillions of dollars.
I
I'll
would
put
anything.
dog shit in my mouth
Yeah.
for trillions of dollars. I don't give a
You,
shit.
blind. You might go blind if you put dog shit in your mouth. There's a
You
certain
didn't say you have to eat it.
bacteria in dog poop that can make
You
you
can
go blind if
immediately
it's
clean your
ingested.
mouth out as much
I'll
as you
buy
it doesn't
new
say eating
eyes.
it.
I've got trillions of dollars.
Geordie LaForge eyes.
Yeah,
Okay, fair.
you don't have
I'll
to
just
eat it.
buy
You
new
can
eyes.
immediately heal your. You just get it out of there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, spicy stuff. No, I'm not big on spicy. I haven't done any of those like hot chip challenge or
No,
any of that sort of stuff.
one kid
I-
died from those.
I don't
Like a heart attack.
like. I think this like the spiciest I can handle these days. I'm getting better as I get older, but I think the spiciest I can handle is like a KFC zinger, which isn't even really very spicy.
Not spicy, bro.
That's the point.
Yeah, when I go
That's
to
the whole
an
point.
Indian restaurant, they'd be like, "On your spice scale, what are you at?" If I want to enjoy my meal, I'll just say a 2. If I'm in the mood for spice, I'll say a 3. That's as high as I go. Out of
My
5.
missus is massive on Indian food. She cooks a lot of it. Because she's a veggie, and majority of actual real Indian food is vegetable based as opposed to lots of meat. And yeah, she can cook a mean curry. But like, it's one of those ones where you're like, you know, but you're not dying. It's still delicious, right? And that's, I think, the balancing point. Like, I'd never understood the point of ordering something just to like look manly because you're so hard for eating something that's literally so
My
horrible.
mum,
It's just like, what's the point?
my mum carries chili flakes in her purse.
Wow.
My mum's
Dedicated.
fools.
That's
in
my-
the spice. She loves it.
My cousin
I can't stand
Samantha is like, she's destroyed her tongue. It doesn't work anymore.
Taste buds.
She can put the spiciest stuff that you go near it and your eyes start crying. And she's just like, yeah, no, I can actually taste it now. Like, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Oh my god! Like if I did hot ones, if I did the hot ones thing that they do,
When they
I
got
would
to the
die.
bomb,
I would.
You would
Yeah,
just
I'd
be
probably
dead.
die.
Okay.
I'd probably, like, not even exaggerating. I'd probably die.
That's what we should do
No.
What?
for the big show, the show here. I'll do
No
in a
chance.
bunch of crazy hot sauce. We'll cook
No
up a load of
chance.
chicken wings, and we'll
I
just
might
do
die.
Exactly. Problem
No
solved.
way. No way.
I have zero interest in eating on stream.
Zero
I'll
eating challenges.
I'll eat on stream. I'm not gonna eat spicy though. Spicy no.
Spicy, spicy.
Spicy no. Nom nom. Spicy no. No chance. No way. But for trillions of dollars, my god, I'll eat almost anything.
Even
For
if the risk of death.
trillions.
Would you eat your
For
son's foot
trillions.
for $1 trillion?
Possibly.
Be like,
I'll buy
son,
him a new
I'll buy
foot.
you a new
Just one
foot.
foot.
I'll buy you a new foot. It's okay, dude.
Come on, son. Do it for the family.
Do it for, you know. I'll solve world hunger. Do it
Yeah.
for the world.
Yeah.
Let me eat your foot for the world.
And you don't get to chop it off and prepare it. You just have to start biting.
Just eat it.
Gnaw it off his ankle. Like,
Yeah. It's like, man, come on. the
we just got
world.
a super chat from good old Collingwood.
As he missed the
That's it.
Patreon
Yes.
cut off.
Ah, he didn't have to super chat it, dude.
Sure he did.
Patreon question. As I flew to Japan yesterday and missed the subathon and question cutoff, who do you not want to see at Gamescom?
Not want to see. At
Who do I
Gamescom.
not want to see?
Mm.
Jez?
Oh, he's
I
not
don't
going?
believe Jez is going.
There you go.
I'll say I don't want to see Rand because he said he's not going, and it would be confusing if he was there.
I don't think there's anyone I'd not want to see.
Dreamcast guys, as chat says.
Yeah, that's a really good shout. To be fair, I probably wouldn't want to see Dreamcast guy.
No,
It's one
I
of those
do
things.
wanna
They're always
see
nice in person, but I don't care.
Jeff Grubb.
I want to see Jeff Grubb. I want
You
to
might
kiss
be.
him.
Have either of you hugged Jeff Grubb?
No.
No.
I have. I've hugged Jeff Grubb.
Yeah, I
What,
let you do
in
that.
LA?
I gave up my
Yeah.
spot.
In LA.
That was the hardest
Yeah.
thing about not going to LA.
And do you know what? He doesn't know this, but as I held him close, I just breathed in that hair. Oh,
Yeah?
He doesn't have that much
so
hair.
good. There was enough.
He's,
There was
he's
enough
cut
of the
a lot of
scent.
it now.
Yeah, it was quite curly little mop going on.
Hey, that's a good one. You know who John doesn't want to see at Gamescom? The patrons.
Torn Raptor's
That
going to
was
show
Terran
up
in-
and John
Terran in the
just
chat.
immediately gets-
That was
Rat
Terran in
face.
the chat. The patrons.
Hey, it's me, Torn
Terran, is
Raptor.
it?
And John just immediately decks him.
I know.
Right,
John's
okay.
like,
Let me
The fuck
just,
are
Terran. All right.
it's like, sorry,
You adding it to your
peasants.
list, Steve Buscemi?
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, peasants.
Terran.
That's funny. That's a good
The
one.
scary thing is we know most patrons' real names. So you don't
Yes,
want to get on
we
John's
do.
bad side because he's a terrible person. Don't tell him I said
We
that.
keep
He'll
telling
kill me.
people,
So
we keep telling
on
people,
the street.
What? No, you.
What?
We're scared of you, John.
What? I'm here to do all the nice things. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like constantly say people's names out. You said multiple full names on the PayPal yesterday, and then I
I
looked
did
them
not.
up.
I said
You said two
I said
full names,
First name.
and they were people that donated anonymously when I looked at it. Their
Oh,
email
really?
doesn't say anonymous. Their email just says the name. But they had put anonymous on the actual PayPal.
Yeah. Well, I tell people with Patreon, like, give us
John
names
just hates-
that we can
John
say,
hates people
say
Support us.
just
He just
doxes them. He just doxes people.
The
That's
name
how
that
much he loves
the
the
name you
patrons.
struggled to say. He had donated anonymously, and you just said
doxes
the name.
them.
Poor Lucius Augustus. Not his real name.
You just did it again.
No, that's not his real name.
Bloody John.
Oh. Whoops.
Just doxing people.
The Didacts in the Halo novels, especially the Epitaph right up there. So he's in chat. He's fine if we say Didact. By the way, that book is awesome and makes the Halo 5 story okay. Because it's literally all about expanding and explaining Halo 5. And it does it really well. Bridging 4 to 5 and going beyond.
By the way,
It bridges it all the way to Infinite.
Thomas Sala is going to be at Gamescom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So we'll
That's
catch
cool.
up with
If
him.
Jeff Grubb goes, man, I'm going to kiss him so much. But
He's not going now.
Right now, cancel that flight.
do I get refunds with American Airlines?
Did you see how much Jeff Grubb got blown at Summer Games Fest? They had a leaf. They had a mobile leaf blower.
Oh yeah, that
blower.
leaf blower. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did see that. That
You're
was
just like,
pretty funny.
oh, that's the icon on their freaking Discord now. Is him getting leaf blown, and lots of blowing jokes.
Okay. Sherazzie, aka Mohammed Shiraz, executive producer now. Mohammed Shiraz. Here to remind Nick that Gamescom is not a holiday. We are paying for you to cover something. Do some work. Also, Jez Corden and his "What does it mean for Xbox" meme is hilarious. What does it mean for Xbox? Joe Biden bows out of the presidential race. What does it mean for Xbox? Jokes aside, but not really a joke, Nick, my question for this week. Which super obscure IP that does not have a game yet would you like to adapt into an open world Ubisoft style map game? No cheating and using something a semi-popular IP.
And we'll do the Nick
It
style
should
of
be a little bit of a holiday.
Yeah, a 15-hour Ubisoft map game, the 15 to 20 that Nick would actually appreciate, not the long ones. It will be a bit of a holiday.
Like for John, it shouldn't be a holiday because he can walk there. For Jesse and I, who have to fly, I'm flying 21 hours. I'd like it to be a little bit of a
You're
holiday.
not tasked with doing a bunch of work. It was just, hey, do you want to go see some games while you're there? And you were like, what? I was like, yeah. And
Like,
we're just gonna see some
flying
stuff.
21 hours to do work doesn't, especially when
You're-
I've put in some of my own money, doesn't
By your own
sound
choice.
appealing.
Didn't have to. The work
Had to a little
is
bit.
you going to see some games you might be interested and then just talking about it with us on a video. That's it. You're
I
fine.
have an answer to the question, which is I would take the IP of The Chronicles of Thomas Covenant, which was a trilogy of books that started being published in 1977 that features a character called Thomas Covenant, who is a leper, but he gets transported to this other world where he no longer has leprosy and he turns into an arsehole. There's like 10 novels in it, but it's this whole fantasy open world thingy. So yeah, it could definitely be an Ubisoft game.
I can
So,
answer
there you go.
the
Obscure.
Joe Biden bows out of the presidential race. What does it mean for Xbox? I will just say, not getting political, but a Democrat winning would be worse for Microsoft as a corporation than the Republicans winning, because Republicans will want less regulation, which would help Microsoft buy more stuff. If you're curious, I personally find that regulation to be a very good thing. They need some more of it, not a ton, not a ridiculous amount, but it's gotten a little rough on what the corporations can get away with, as they are now people in America legally. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Ninja Scroll.
Ninja Scroll.
That would be one of the first adult-only games if they match the anime.
You know how good that movie is? I
Oh,
love
yeah,
that
it's
film.
amazing. The sequel fucking sucks, but the first one, still
I
one of
didn't
my
know there
favorites.
was a sequel.
Yeah, it's not like the first one being super adult and really sexual assaulty.
But then-
that's rough. But the
A Ninja Scroll game, wouldn't that just be Ghost of Tsushima
no,
for all intents and purposes? No?
Ninja Scroll
Well, it
was
said
more
open world map game.
But Ninja Scroll was more magic. Like there's superpowers and stuff.
And I guess more ninja-y.
Yeah.
And less samurai.
Yeah, because he was a sword user, but like they were all super stealthy and like his whole thing popping on the ground, chopping the guy's head off. Like it was very
jumping
different.
through the trees and shit. That was fucking cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Great movie.
Yes, there was a sexual assault in that movie. One sexual assault.
Mm-hmm. It was rough.
But outside of that,
Lord of the Rings. Amit Kumar.
Super niche IP, Lord of the Rings.
Hard to get a hold of. No one's making games in it.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Has there been a Lord of the Rings video game before?
I don't know.
Any?
Probably not. Ooh, yeah, they should do another Gollum game. Take all the people you fired at Daedalic and hire them again to do the Hunt for Gollum movie tie-in game.
Yeah.
Elijah Wood wants to come back as Frodo. He's going to be a very old Frodo.
I was actually going to say the other anime I was going to say, I looked it up and it actually turned out that I was going to say Vampire Hunter D. But there's actually a video game of it on PS1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was that era. There was more
Vampire
stuff.
Hunter D.
That one wasn't
But
as
a modern
adult.
Vampire Hunter D would be good.
Yeah. It's not even that one's weird because wasn't that mostly like Western made but funded by a Japanese company? I thought so, yeah. It was one of those
just
weird
like
ones.
any other anime to me.
Because
any
it
other
was
manga.
that they oversaw it, but it really was like that's kind of where the voice acting was better and stuff because it was English first.
It was 1985 Vampire Hunter D.
Oh, I'm thinking of the sequel, not the first Vampire Hunter. Bloodlust, I think it was called.
I'm talking about the first one, Vampire Hunter D.
Yeah.
That was a great film. All those old ones, like the 80s and early 90s mangas, were so good.
Well, they could be
Like
made for
Battle
adults
Angel.
more. They've really cracked down on how violent things can be when they're on at the times that kids will be awake. Which is why I think Attack on Titan was on at like midnight when it had new episodes because it's very violent.
Akira, Vampire Hunter, Wicked City. Oh,
Urotsuki
that
Doji.
was so cool.
All right, let's go on. Next question. What? No, Michael Black.
I may have the VHS tape of that.
Wow.
Somewhere in my house.
How many tentacles have been on your TV, Nick?
Oh, God. It's a
Gollum
VHS
was
tape.
not
I've got
better
no way
than
of even
Redfall.
playing
Redfall
it.
is a good game. Gollum is the exact opposite of a good game.
Yeah, Gollum was bad. I had a lot
Gollum
of
is
fun
painfully
with
bad. It's not even fun. It's not fun bad because it's so broken that you keep losing progress. Like,
Yeah.
those are the worst, where it's not fun at all, and it's so broken. Like, Redfall had issues, but at its base, at its core, especially in the second friggin' map, I really enjoyed that game, and I stand by it.
Okay. Jesse, brother.
Ooh.
Happy podcast two, fellas.
Did you really struggle with that? Happy podcast 222. 222.
Ah, 222. It's because it was 2, the number, then 2, and then 2. That's why I struggled, because I was trying to read everything grammatically correct.
Mm-hmm.
First, bravo, President Biden. You're an honorable man for putting your country first, unlike the lying con artist you would have been up against. Quick question from me for the panel. What's your favorite non-coffee / non-energy drink / non-powdered beverage? Just to avoid the easy control answer from you sponsored wankers. Non-coffee, non-energy drink, non-powdered. Coke.
Pepsi.
Coca-Cola.
I'm kidding.
Coca-Cola.
I do actually prefer Pepsi, but that's just me.
Before anyone's like, oh, Nick does cocaine. Coca-Cola.
I really like bitter lemon squash.
So
don't know
you
what that
would
is.
love lemon, lime, and bitters.
He then said he would. It's just also not an alcoholic drink.
Yeah, it's just I love.
You would
bitter
love lemon,
drink.
lime, and bitters.
Yeah,
If
but
you ever come down here, if we don't
just
have one in
lemon
Germany,
squash, mate. I don't need to like.
if you ever come down here, you'll have a lemon, lime, and bitters, mate. It'll fucking change your world.
I don't know if it will, mate. It's only a lemon drink.
Reckon it fucking will, champ.
You know, it's lemonade with lime and a bit of like tiny little driplet of
Don't worry
alcohol.
about the fucking description. Worry about the combo. Worry about the chemistry behind it.
Okay.
Don't worry about the description. Okay. Some video games, you read the description, you're like, then you play the game, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Think about it like
fair,
that.
Fair. Well, let's see if Germany does
One of
it
my-
somewhere. We'll try and
One of my
pick up.
favorite things growing up, and I don't do too many non-sugar. I don't do too many sugary sodas anymore. But it was, I think it was like cranberry Schweppes ginger ale. Was always one of my favorites because cranberries are terrible unless they're just infused with insane amounts of sugar, and that soda was. It was very tasty.
Fair. Nice.
Coke, lemon lime and bitters, and for the diet soft drink thing, Pepsi Max fucking destroys everything.
The best no sugar, no calorie soda is Monster Energy. I wish I could get it without the energy. If they would just sell a can of that for like $1 a pop with 0 caffeine or taurine or any of that dumb shit in there, number one. It's great.
Well, all right then.
Creamy soda's good too. How good's creamy soda?
You mean cream soda?
No, he puts his
I've
own
seen
cream
it
in it
called-
to make
I've
it even
seen-
creamier.
I've seen it called creamy soda, creaming soda, cream soda. I've seen it
Okay, yeah.
called
In the
3 or
UK,
4
it's
different
just
things.
Cream soda.
Yeah, it's just
It's
creamy.
what you'd make
here
an ice
I've-
cream float out of.
No. Like
You
there's-
put
there's a-
vanilla ice cream in the cream soda.
No, I know. We have the spiders as well, where you can put the ice cream in Coke, put the ice cream in lemonade, put the ice cream in Fanta. We have that too. But the
Well,
actual
anyone can
drink,
technically do it.
creamy soda, for some reason I've seen it named 3 different things. There's creamy soda. Yep, there it is, creamy soda, and then there's also creaming
We do
soda.
believe you that they're all things.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all the
we
same
don't,
drink.
I
We don't care.
understand.
We were just saying we don't call it that here. We just call it cream soda. We don't actually care.
I find it too sweet. It's too sickly. I couldn't drink a whole can of it. It's like
I could understand that because it is quite sweet.
Once I stopped
I
doing
love
like
it.
full sugar sodas, going back to them, they just like there's like a film in your mouth, and like I can't do it anymore.
Oh, vanilla Coke. Vanilla Coke is so good.
The
I like
zero
vanilla Coke.
Diet Coke is dog water, but like the zero
It's
stuff
shit.
is always better.
No,
I'll take
I like
cancer from sucralose. I don't give a shit, or stevia.
The only
whatever it
problem
is.
with vanilla Coke, if you drink too much of it, it just rots you. It rots your insides, like your teeth, your
that's
stomach.
any, that is
everything.
any Coke.
No. Vanilla Coke in particular.
They
At
all
least for me.
do it in some way. I will say.
Oh, like when Vanilla Coke first came out, I was obsessed with it, and I was drinking it all the time. And man, did I feel the effects of it.
Been trying to get my son to
Oh,
realize he's doing that with coffee because he works now. He's like turning 20, so he just drinks coffee all the time because he doesn't sleep enough. I'm like, hey, your
How many
caffeine
coffees a
addiction's
day?
if he could, he'd have 3.
Is that
every
all?
day. Yeah, that's bad, Nick.
Is that
that's
all?
really bad for your stomach. He's getting ulcers at a young age. That much coffee is bad for you. It's super acidic.
I have 2 or 3 a day.
Yeah, it's bad.
I have max
Bro,
2, but that's rare. I have a coffee before
What?
midday, and then I just have
Yeah,
one
I'm-
really
much
I'm
coffee
really
is
soft.
good coffee in the morning.
Most
I know
Aussies
people
here
drink
have
it.
like 4 to 6 a day.
Yeah, it's bad.
I only have 2 or 3.
It's not good for you.
Bro,
It's really bad for your
coffee's
stomach.
fine.
It will stain your teeth, but it's also really bad for your stomach. It's super acidic.
Your son's fine.
Yeah, but it's 2 or 3 here. I bet you he's getting more while he's at work. I do have Macca's, but it's just dinner. It's not a coffee or anything. Mrs. brought it home.
Love that coffee.
Oh, I love it too. I had
You'll
one to
be
start the show.
enjoying the mocha coffee when you're here. Just
I'm
There's
gonna go to
nothing
one
like
of those
it.
cafes. I'm gonna go to one of those cafes in London that's been started by a Melburnian
Mate,
that makes
we are
proper
not,
coffee.
We are not close to London. Like when you're here,
He's
you
gonna
are
pay
here.
$100 for an Uber and then complain he did it. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay $100 for a coffee. It's like an Uber to a proper
And he's
cafe.
like,
Honestly,
well, I had
I-
to go pay $100 for a coffee, and we'll be like, you didn't have
Yeah,
to.
where the patron money come from there?
I love the coffee I make in the morning. It's my favorite coffee that I have at any point in the day. It's good, honestly. Can't go back from a mocha. It's awesome. You love it. Anyways, next question.
Next
Maybe I'll
45
move
minutes.
to England. Maybe I'll move to Essex and open up a cafe, a good one.
Amanda's a history major. She
just
really wants
dominate.
to eventually settle somewhere with history. We'll all end up in
Dominate.
England. XboxEra
Yeah,
Limited,
that's what all the
co-limited.
history's here.
You're all ending up in Melbourne, mate. Trust me, because the rest of the planet's gonna burn.
So will Melbourne. I'll make sure.
No. Melbourne's going to get colder. Melbourne's the only place that could freeze in hell. Like, seriously.
You've never gotten to freezing weather, and yet you call it freezing. It's like, it's not freezing. You never get to freezing. I get to freezing
cold.
more often, and I'm in a tropical climate.
It's so cold. LeeLayfield. Hey, guys. Hope everyone's had a great week. With the recent news of gaming's voice actors going on strike, is now the perfect time to get Nick to voice every character in gaming? He needs an ego growth spurt. I used to be great at voices.
You just replace all the script lines with, "Just don't watch this, guys. It doesn't fucking matter."
Yeah, I probably would. I'd go off script. I totally recorded all the lines, guys. And then everyone's watching the cutscenes for the latest AAA blockbuster where the lip sync's totally off. And it's just me going, why the fuck are you still watching this? Just skip it. It means nothing. That's every cutscene.
Every company would hate us because we had the scab Nick as part of our channel.
Yeah.
The what?
Scab for going across the picket lines. If you're going while everyone else is on strike.
Scab.
Yeah, you'd be like the biggest scab everyone would hate in gaming. Not people that play.
Is
people
that what
that
they
make
say?
them.
Is that what they call that?
Yeah, if you cross a picket
Scab.
line, you're a scab.
Oh, that's not how we use scab down here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's not. I'm not in Australia.
That's why when you said scab, I'm like, because the way we use scab here is like, you're a scab, like you're like a freeloader. You're like a, It's all sort of like another word for a freeloader here. Scab. You fucking scab the cigarette off me. Fucking scab the whatever. Like it's like yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Unless
it's
I'm on
what
about that
Satna
too.
says. It's you're a scab because you are healing the wound that the strike has given to the company. Like you're lessening the impact of the strike because you are working, and the whole point of a strike is to stop work to hurt the company.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Then I guess Australia uses it the wrong way.
No, you can use. That's the beauty of English. You can use these words in like 95 different ways, and that's why it's so hard to learn.
Oh, Australia definitely does that with other stuff. That makes sense.
Like
with
if I'm
scab.
going
That
down
totally makes
Route
sense.
93, that would mean something really different in Australia. When you're talking about routing.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so. Okay, yes, I'd love to be a voice actor. That'd be cool. I don't have a nice sounding voice though. That's the problem.
Hate it.
Jokes aside, the strikes appear to be for Labour Union of America, so I'd assume devs outside the US will continue. So no harm to Sega, Nintendo, Capcom, or From Software, therefore nothing of importance will be on hold. If you've not already discussed it, how long do you think the strike will go on for until one side caves or negotiations complete? It's America.
Until
so
the
maybe caves.
CW, or until they once again SAG-AFTRA signs a shitty deal when people realize it's not going to give the protections it's supposed to because they don't understand the tech. Because like a lot of people are still upset about the deal they signed around movies and TV.
I think it's such a difficult question to answer about AI that I don't see how they can come to an answer yet because no one fucking knows.
It's really just about your digital avatar and ownership. It's kind of like what what's his face from Back to the Future went to war over, the odd fellow who played the dad. He sued.
Oh my god, what's his name?
I know.
Crispin Glover?
Crispin Glover.
Yes.
He sued
Yeah,
because they used a mold of his face that they took for the first movie to try and make another actor look like him. He was like, he didn't care that they brought the character
shit.
back. They didn't care they tried to make the character look like him without the prosthetic.
Ah.
They didn't care. He didn't care about any of that. He cared because they took his actual mold of his face and didn't make it obvious that it wasn't him. And he's like, I wouldn't have. The guy who they got sucked. I never would have done that. And I don't want people thinking that's me.
Yeah.
And it blacklisted him in Hollywood
That's
for a
fair
long
enough.
time.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, bit of a dick move from the Back to the Future folks on that one.
I'm just finding out in the chat that in Australia we actually use scab both apparently. So we use it the way I said it, like to scab something to be a freeloader, but also apparently to cross a picket line or a union strike line, whatever. There you go. I didn't know.
Yeah, that one feels pretty universal for people who speak English. Like,
I just remember growing up as a kid in high school, like someone would bum a smoke off someone and go, "You fucking scab a smoke off me." I didn't smoke, but my mates all did. Nate Dog, caffeinated coffee is actually a plus at a certain amount. 2 to 3 cups a day can stave off Parkinson's. I saw that on the news too.
I was just talking about your stomach and how acidic it is. It can be rough. Because my son was having a lot of stomach issues, and we're like, "We are drinking too much coffee," and he slowed down, and they went away. Next question.
I'm fine. Didact Brew 3. Can you please somehow find a way to let me know if I am pronouncing that correctly, please? Didact Brew 3. Heyo, gentlemen. If you had to turn one video game villain into a family member, who would you pick and why? Can't wait for Gamescom. Hype. A villain into a family member. Zeus, because he probably already is.
Then he turns into a bird and impregnates your wife without consent, and you hate him. Zeus in mythology sucked. He was the worst.
Yeah, no, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good villain. that I wouldn't
Aphrodite.
mind.
Like all
Has she ever
Greeks.
been a bad person? I take a nice version of her.
Yes,
Doesn't really work.
in God of War, I think. I think in God of War she was.
I take God of War Aphrodite, but then I somehow turn her into the one from Hades, who's just always around naked, and people are like, "Why does she not have any clothes on?" It's like, "'Cause she's Aphrodite."
It'd be probably one of the Greek villains in God of War, because they're probably already related to me in some way.
Man, I'm drawing a blank. Like maybe let's have the grave mind. Stick him in.
Jesus.
Stick him at the dinner table. You know, have all the tentacles flying around and really freak everybody out.
He
You
says
can get one of those
Didact
really
Bro
long
is fine,
tables.
or Didact.
Didact, bro. Okay. Cool. Cool beans. Cool.
Taking a universe-destroying entity as a family member is a choice, John.
Yeah, you know, you can't help it. Black sheep of the family and all that. You know.
I take Voldemort from the Harry Potter games. I find him a nose and make him happy.
Yeah. Here you go.
I've
Well,
got
I
one.
take it off the
Physics
kid.
Disposition changes.
Here's a villain. The physics in Rocket League. Fucking broken ass shit.
Great save. Great save.
It's all manual.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
all manual. It's all mathematics and manual physics. It's not like it's Havoc Engine or anything like that. It's all just maths. And
It also can
busted
feel really
shit.
bad depending on your ping, which I imagine in Australia can be rough at times with who you're playing with.
No. I play on Aussie servers.
Oh. Well, you used to play with 10K.
And my ping's like 16. Oh, I used to play with 10K, which meant I was at 180. And I got shockingly good at 180 ping all the time. So all of a sudden I'm playing on Aussie servers. I was like, whoa, this feels different. This is so responsive. What's happening right now? Okay. 99 Rukin. Hello, everyone. Gonna start off with, we need a Cortana controller. Ooh, yeah, we need one of those Halo 4 Cortana controllers.
I have seen them all over.
Yeah, so have I.
And I'm like,
See, this is the thing about Xbox. They have this opportunity now.
sexism if it's a girl. That's idolizing and sexualizing a female character. It's okay if it's a boy because it's funny.
And plus, Deadpool gets
I'll
his
sexualize
butt.
both.
I'm joking. You know, I'm pointing out the.
But also, I will
ridiculousness
say-
of it. They won't ever do it with a girl.
I know there was a
That
Windows
is
Windows
overt
Central
sexualization.
article
Whatever.
about they had this golden opportunity with the controllers, and it's like those controllers, if they sold, I think PlayStation, Xbox would have kept doing them, but neither do them anymore because they probably just some will do incredible, but when you have a miss, you just lose a bunch of money. It's not worth it. And for this one, Disney probably paid for all of it because it's Disney promotion for their movie, so they probably paid them to make this stuff. So I would love it if it existed.
I can
just don't expect it to.
I can check out Henry Cavill's ass, but I can't check out Jen Aniston's.
You can respectfully.
How about I check both out?
Yeah, respectfully.
A nice ass is a nice ass. Like,
Yeah.
There's a
Why can't we just
thing.
Appreciate the human body.
if you're in a movie or you're in something, you're attempting to be sexy, like all this type of stuff, fair game. It's I think the ogling of people and that aren't looking to do that to make money and know it's part of the thing that people push back against sometimes. There are specific situations.
You mean like those Instagram social media victims that like post videos on Instagram saying, "Look at all the guys checking me out at the gym," and it's like, you're posting this video, like you're doing your workout video for millions to see you on the internet. Why do you care that 3 dudes at the gym are looking, and you don't care that the millions online are looking?
It's creepy.
How does that work? That's broken logic.
In person,
Anyway,
women do have to worry about all the weirdos who are going to try and force them to do stuff or be real creepy.
yes,
get
that's
that part of it.
someone actually trying to pick you up or assault you is a different ballgame. But they frame these videos, a guy's eyes shift a millimeter to the left, and they post it like this dude's like full ogling me and checking me out.
They're engagement farming. That's all.
It's like, come on, man, relax. You're posting this video on the internet. Like,
Rest of the question.
Wait. Oh yeah, my question is, what board game do you want made in a video game, and then
John.
what video game do you want as a board game? For me, it would be Ashes Reborn as a video game and Gears of War as a board game. Can't do Halo; they have a couple already.
Yeah, there's a Halo tabletop game coming out. I really want to like.
Yeah, we should be on the list for that to get it to you.
I would
You're
love
welcome.
to play it. I'd love to take something like Battlefield and turn it into a board game of sorts. I think that would be really cool. Like you have units and you roll dice to do damage, and you'd have different like perks and stuff. I think that would be.
Is
neat.
there a Monopoly video game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's loads. There's like Monopoly Go is made like a billion. There's Monopoly Deal has an online Xbox 360 port. There's loads of them.
Really?
Loads of them.
I didn't even know
Mousetrap
that.
video
How did I
game.
not know
That
that?
could be fun.
Like standard Monopoly is shit though.
Yeah.
Mousetrap is shit.
The Mousetrap,
Look at
actually
that.
playing Mousetrap is
There is
awful.
too. There's lots of
Yeah.
them.
Yes, it's so monotonous.
A Mousetrap video game could actually be fun.
How did I
because
not
the-
know that there's like 1,000 Monopoly video games?
And I would turn Atmospheres. You know, I remember Atmosphere, the board game where you put the VHS tape in and it was like an hour long, and you'd play and the tape would randomly interrupt you in the game, and it would be like, ooh. I'd turn that into a game. It would be like a really cool horror game, like a puzzle horror.
I think I just forgot about those Monopoly video games, probably. I probably did know about them, but just forgot about it. A board game as a video game. God. Honestly, can't think of one that hasn't already been done, I guess. Especially no Monopoly's done. Because I never played a lot of board
Cluedo?
games as a kid.
Cluedo, has that been done as
Cluedo,
a
there's a
game?
video game of Cluedo, wasn't there?
Was there?
I think.
Hmm.
Hey, that's not bad. Didact. Alan Wake board game.
Yeah. Investigate the
work.
mystery. You know,
Yeah,
find the
that could
pages. Good work. Good work.
Find
I'm
the coffee.
I'm fine with it.
Oh, the coffee
I think
thing.
Jesse just wants to eat his food before it goes cold. He's like,
There's nothing stopping him.
no
What is
one,
it?
no one likes eating.
What's in
on
there?
screen.
What you got there? What you got there? Oh, nuggets. Bleh.
Yeah, I love it. Just nice and simple, mate. There's nothing wrong with the nugs.
Triple. Oh yeah, triple cheeseburger. That's nice.
Or as we call
She
it over
knows I'm
here.
hungry, so
The-
This
two.
is-
We call
yeah,
Oh
them.
my god, two
Trees.
triple cheeseburgers.
It's a
This is gonna-
treeb, mate.
this
It's
is
a
gonna
treeb.
get
So,
it's gonna get shared with the dog for sure. It's a lot of food.
so in Australia, Macca's has allowed customers to just customize the shit out of their burgers for years. It's a thing that's been standard at Macca's in Australia for a long. You guys are all starting to get it now. Like, oh, these new quirky double Big Mac, double this. That's been in Australia for like 20 years. And like, I won't say who, someone I know. So you've got the quarter pounder, right? Which is, supposedly a quarter of a pound of meat. And, in Australia, people have always done double quarter pounder and all that. Someone I know ordered a pounder.
Like an actual, they said make it a pounder. So four of them in pennies. They turned their
That's
quarter
horrific.
pounder into a powder. That's not even the funny part. A pounder at Macca's would be a lot because that's a very thick patty at Macca's. The pounder was so much that this person's body was physically incapable of handling it and they pissed their pants.
Fuck. Do you know this person? Oh dear.
I'm not going to say who they are.
Jason,
And
for
they-
goodness sake.
And this person will probably see this, or someone they know will see this, but they had a pounder. They asked Macca's for a pounder.
Fucking
and they
animal.
pissed their pants after eating.
Fucking animal. Honest to God. Shocking behaviour. Wow.
Oh, that's one of the fucking funniest things I've ever heard.
Do you like the filet fish, Jesse? Filet fish. It's my favourite burger at Macca's. The only thing about the filet fish is, and there's a secret to it, the reason why the filet fish is so divisive is because if you get a bad one, it's so fucking bad. Like the fish is like grey and it tastes like cardboard and it's just gross. But when you get a fresh one, oh boy, there's not much out there like it. So the gap between a good filet fish and a bad filet fish is just massive. So the trick is you ask for
around Lent because people have to give up like meat, but they can have fish.
Yeah.
So they'll be fresh more often.
So the secret is you ask them for a double filet fish. You always get a good one. If you ask them for a double, you always get a good one. Always. It's great. Yeah. Board games.
All right.
Ben Angelo. Great supporter of ours.
Yep.
Hey guys, bloody good work with the Sub-a-thon. I tried to pop in as much as I could. My question today is, do you think after they release Gears of War E-Day, they would make a Gears TV show? Cheers. I thought they were doing a TV show at
That's
one
the
point.
animated
Good news,
one.
Ben. They're doing an anime on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's going to be a TV show.
Yeah, live action movie
That
and
could be
animated
good.
TV show.
If they go gory with that, like Invincible, and do that with Gears, that could work. They got to keep it gory. Like you can't
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a Gears
they
be all
absolutely
family
could.
friendly. Hey guys, damn those locusts. Like it's got to be proper Gears. Like
Yeah.
make it
hopefully-
like Invincible.
Hopefully it will be.
Just let them do it. The guys from that make Invincible, let them make the Gears series. That could be fucking cool as shit.
They might be real
I hope
busy with
so.
spin-offs for Amazon. You never know.
Do you reckon they'll get DiMaggio to voice it?
If
Oh,
Marcus
it'd
is
be sweet
in
if
it,
it
it
is.
would make sense.
I mean, he is a very well-known voice actor.
He could do
in-
his Bender or Jake the dog voice. Be a really weird
Yeah.
Marcus. Zip zop zippity zoop, Dom.
Yeah. Okay. Last question. Executive producer, Assassin Entertainment. Hello to all. Having two massive unions at one of the biggest companies in the world is a massive success, especially for our industry. My question is, will we see the teams under Xbox Game Studios do the
I
same,
literally
like
asked the
Obsidian?
same.
Yeah, like Obsidian or Double Fine. What about any UK-based studios like Rare or Playground? Appreciate all the hard work you guys do. Will the UK-based studios have those built-in protections because of the UK?
Yeah.
So they're already not fully protected, but there's some cushion there. There's some safety net there, being in the UK.
Overall, as a company, Microsoft proper is always way up in employee
good.
satisfaction. They're really high up there.
Yes.
And like software dev is generally, even though they might not be paid enough compared to how much money the games make, is generally seen as a well compensated profession to a point. I know it's not great enough
Yeah.
in most gaming, but at Microsoft itself, maybe less likely, but I mean, if anyone feels like they need to, I think they know they can now. So
Yeah. I don't think they'd be scared to. Look, for all the crap we hear about Microsoft, Apple, Google,
these companies are some of the best, in reality, outside of our little social media bubble, these companies are some of the best companies to actually work for and be fired from. And I say that relatively speaking. It's never great, obviously, being fired from your job, but some jobs you get let go and that's it, you're gone. With these bigger companies, there's usually severance packages and they'll continue to pay for healthcare for a while. And like, from that perspective, they're usually the better places. I've got a mate that works at Apple, and yeah, I think Apple's a shit company and they do horrible things. But like he tells me, he's like, man, the working conditions are fucking unbelievable. Like he's saying that it's one of all the benefits they get and everything they get is amazing. So yes, they don't have unions, but at those bigger companies, the working conditions tend to be quite good. Again, relatively speaking. So,
I did have one thing to announce. I am doing a giveaway on the forums. If you go there, you can look it up, see what it is. It's something really neat that I held on to for a while to see if we made enough on the Sub-a-thon. But as a thank you to the people who aren't on the Discord, where I did every other giveaway, there is one up on the forums right now. So if you go to forums.xboxera.com, if you're a member, because I've already had like 5 people I had to immediately approve their new membership for today because I wanted to enter. So yeah, forum.xboxera.com. John's muted
and trying to talk.
Yep, and he'd figure it out. We know, John, but we point it out anyways to make you feel bad.
Yeah. It's always the way. It wouldn't be an Xbox Era podcast without it. But welcome to the forums, new people. You know, make yourself comfortable. It's good to have you.
Nice tight 3 hours.
Yeah. Let's keep
I ended
it
up
that
getting
way.
my short show in the end anyway, and I didn't need it.
Well, maybe your standards. It could have been an hour shorter, but it's fine. It's fine. It's cool hanging out.
It was good, it was good listening to Nick talk a lot. Thank God we didn't interrupt him all the time like we always do.
Yeah, heaven forbid.
I mean, I barely talked at the start.
Like the first 5 minutes, you were pretty quiet there.
Bullshit. We could do an impromptu Sick and Nick's Flicks with the final hour, so that way we made it into July. So just quickly do the Sick and Nick's Flicks intro, and we'll do a quick impromptu Sick and Nick's Flicks.
Nah, mate, I'm going to bed.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and Deadpool and Wolverine. Just very bang, quick.
Nah, not tonight. Not happening.
Can I say one spoiler from Deadpool and Wolverine?
No, I will mute you immediately.
One cameo spoiler, just one.
No.
Just one.
No one in the chat probably wants that either if they haven't seen it.
Chat. I want to see if the chat responds. Are you guys okay with just one of the many cameo spoilers from Deadpool and Wolverine?
First thing was a no. No, what? No, people are gonna go see it. They don't want a spoiler right now.
Wait, yes might overtake. Wait.
I'm out.
It's not happening.
No.
Quick heads up for folks on XboxEra.com. This coming week, there's some cool stuff coming. Jesse, right? There's some cool stuff this week.
There is. I got stuff coming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Myself, a couple reviews and something else. It'll be fun. We've got other stuff coming soon. Fairy Empire is going to be doing a Kenna Bridge of Spirits Xbox port review. I'm going to be doing Pepper Grinder as another port. I've got SteamWorld Heist 2 and that Star Wars Bounty Hunter game. I know Chengus has got some stuff. Lots of smaller things coming, and then as the month of August goes on, tons
your brother
and
said
tons
yes.
of stuff. Oh,
Your brother said yes.
but it's only one person. As far as Coffee with Cabeza streams, Mort, I'm going to guess yes, maybe 1 or 2. We'll see. I've got to finish up those 2 reviews. I've got the other thing done. But yeah.
Is there a podcast next Saturday? Yeah, why wouldn't there be?
The only week there will be no podcast on August 24th.
The day we come back from...
Yeah, August 24th.
Yeah, because we'll be literally
there will
flying
be no
back.
live podcast. I'm hoping we can record a sitting around talking about everything we can talk about from the trip video. We'll upload it and we'll have it be a premiere for the 24th so people can hang out and talk to each other during that as we're all traveling or working or stuff. So
yeah, because at the time that we'd normally be recording this, like Jesse and I will be on a plane.
Yeah.
I'll literally
maybe
on a plane.
Just landed and you'll be on a plane.
I'll be on a plane.
Yeah.
So we'll obviously have headlines on Tuesday and Thursday this coming week as well.
Can we do the podcast like a day later?
No, what I just talked about. I said we have a plan. We're gonna, before we leave, one of the later nights.
No, but why don't we just do this a day later than normal?
No, we can't.
Why?
John won't be available.
Nick.
Oh, yeah.
Nick.
So John won't be available, but
right.
it'll be fine.
forgot.
We'll record
I forgot.
something.
I forgot.
We'll record something before you and I leave.
I forgot.
We'll record
Calm the
something
fuck
before
down.
you and I leave, and then we'll have it as a premiere for people to hang out that Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But big thank you to everybody that's hung out today in the chat and interacted. We appreciate you. We love you, especially our YouTube members and Patreon folks. You guys are the bestest. And again, thank you for all the support and love during the Sub-a-thon.
My no means yes in Australia, or my yes means
This
no in
means
Australia.
no in Australia.
It's a hemisphere thing.
Yeah. Down under.
Right.
But I will say there's one cameo
No,
in
no,
Deadpool
no, no.
Ciao for
Wolverine.
now.
And when you
Roll in
watch
the
it, no,
outro.
when you all watch it, you'll know which one I'm talking about. There's one that will make you all go, like, you'll fucking...
Don't tell him. Don't say you can't hear him in chat. All right.
Oh, man, I'm not
That's
even
good.
spoiling it, though.
Huh?
I'm not
Much
even
love,
spoiling
folks.
it.
I got to
We'll
thank.
see you next time.
Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.
John wakes up late again in the afternoon. Controller in his hand, life in full cocoon. Coffee spills beside him, games are on his mind. Hours planning his next move, yet he's far behind. Lazy days in a digital haze. Lazy ways in this virtual maze. Screens glow in the twilight, fingers tapping slow. Lost in worlds a million, but not where he'll go. Why chase the real when pixels feel so right? Reality concealed behind that neon light. Whoa. Coffee spills beside him, games are on his mind. Hours plotting his next move, yet he's far behind. Lazy days in a digital haze. Lazy ways in this virtual maze. Screens glow in the twilight, fingers tapping slow. Lost in worlds a million, but not where he'll go. Why chase the real when pixels feel so right? Reality concealed behind that neon light.